the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
You don't know the power of the dark side.
What's up, everybody? Oh, sorry, that's your line.
That's all right. I don't care.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross... This isn't cross-examination. Hi, guys.
Similar.
We're here to draw and chat and enjoy each other's company and yours tonight here on Blacklist. Oh, you know, I should change it to as soon as I start, you have to come in here and start showing me stuff. You want to show off? It's the camera's up there. Go ahead, show people your fingernails.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to switch this over to Friday Night Bullpen, and I'm going to get rid of this here, this big banner, Blacklist banner. Or I could change. I could put this MAGA 7 behind it.
Jeff Poss said maybe you should host.
Wait, who?
That's a bad idea.
Should host? All right, Elliot, go ahead. You're hosting now.
I'm hosting. Welcome, everybody. Welcome all to Blacklist Universe. Tonight on Friday Night Bullpen, coming at you live from California and Tampa Bay.
The two bottom ends. We are the legs on the stool of the United States of America.
Tis true. Tis true.
You're more like a stool, but wait.
Which definition of stool? Wait a second. This
I'm drinking.
I'm the wrong stool. All right.
I almost went all over my page. I'm trying to work back over.
It's a good day to be fun, man. We're having
are the wobbly legs of America. Yeah.
What up? What up?
Jeremiah Jones says the host with the most, and I don't think he means me.
Oh no, that's definitely you.
Thank you so much. Thank you ever so much, Elijah. Are you gonna do that all night? I really don't want to listen to it. I mean, it's lovely and all, but
should I put my camera on my art?
Should I?
I don't know. Is our faces enough? Are you guys entertained by my chrome dome?
I'm gonna show you something real quick because I am currently drawing thing.
Oh yeah, I want to see it.
I'm drawing a cover for Clash of Kings, Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, and I'm like, you know what? I need to see what the Hound looks like inside the comic book that I'm drawing because I want to be on point for the clothing, the uniform, whatever. He's got the scars on the wrong side of his head.
Oh no!
No. He has the scars on the wrong side of his head. I draw them on the correct side of his head, which is the left side of his head in the books. And this is based on the books. What he has done is he has watched the show, which has a scar on the right side of his head, because the actor that plays the Hound is deaf in one ear.
Oh.
And so they put the scars on. I can't remember exactly why they put it on that side, if he's deaf in that side or if he's deaf in the other side. I think maybe he's deaf in the other side, and so they didn't want to cover, because they had to cover up that other ear with the prosthetics.
Right.
And so that's why it's on the wrong side of the face in the show. But this guy didn't read the books. And
is there a specific reason why it's...
You remember Marco Rubio? I think that's who's drawing it. It's really good. I like the art, but...
The Senator, Marco Rubio?
No, Mel Rubio.
I was going to say, why is Marco Rubio the Senator drawing comics?
Comics Exposed wants to talk about Bitcoin. He says, Mike, get out of Bitcoin. Do it now. Do it. Comics Exposed, trust me, I know way more about Bitcoin than you probably do. So get into it. Do it. Do it.
I don't know nothing about it, and I can't afford it. I'm broke. Well, the art looks good, though. I mean, it may be wrong, but it looks decent.
It does look good.
I'm concerned about the...
No offense to the guy that did the Game of Thrones book, but I'm much happier with this guy's art than the other guy.
Yeah, it looks pretty sharp. That panel, the last panel there looks funky, though. Like, you could tell, like, the guy's leaning too far to the one side, like towards us.
Yeah.
but it still works. What am I complaining?
Well, maybe he's falling over.
He might be like, he maybe turned to ice and went, ugh. He kind of looks like me.
That's true. It's true.
The head.
I bet he wouldn't get carded either.
That's terrible, Mike. I can't believe she didn't card me.
I still get carded.
Yeah, well, I used to get carded, but I can't. I'm not giving up the beard no more. I'm keeping it. I'm going to grow it out like really thick and long. And then you're gonna get a big floppy pointy hat and a gray robe. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. No, I want to do like ZZ Top.
Oh, I see.
And Back to the Future 3.
Victor also wants to talk about Bitcoin. He says,
Oh,
I'm going to get Bitcoin and drop it. Bitcoin will drop again and never rise over 15K. Oh, I'm going to bet Bitcoin will drop again and never rise over $15,000. I would actually take that bet. Comics Exposed for $5 says, Mike, you're losing money in Bitcoin. Ask Elliot for an update on Doomkicker, please. Can't wait to see the finished book. So he's got multiple topics he wants us to discuss. All right, let me get the Doomkicker out of the way. So Doomkicker is going very slow because I'm in the middle of trying to get new projects I can work on to help pay some of the bills while I'm looking for a potential day job situation. But I will be kicking it back into high gear soon as I'm kind of wiping through some of these current projects and moving back into a more reasonable schedule that I can maintain at least for a little while in the short term until I have to adjust again. But that's where I'm at right now. Go ahead, Mike. Do it. Bitcoin losing. What's going on? You're losing money in Bitcoin. You have no idea what I'm doing in Bitcoin. It turns out Mike invented Bitcoin. I did not. That'd be great, though. No. Actually, no. I have a basket of different cryptocurrencies. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. But I follow the course of the entire market, and I'll be fine. Like, do you have a portfolio? I'll be better than fine. I will be better than fine. A portfolio in cryptocurrency? Yeah, I do. I do. And actually, I was just talking to that lady I was telling you about, and she's setting my my corporation up with a 401k. And she's like, "Oh, retirement account." And I'm like, "I don't ever plan on retiring." Yeah. Well, she's like, "Well, we can set one up, and then you can put money in there, and it's kind of a tax shelter, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, we'll do that." All right, there you go. That's interesting. Yeah, I can talk to you more about that later. Yeah, figure out what that's called, and I can look for my version of that. Yeah. It's she does payroll. That's what she does. That's what it's called. Payroll. Yeah. She does the payroll so that I don't have to. Sounds like a money ninja. What are you gonna do? Yeah. I don't know. My accountant just told me to use her because I'm lazy. Well, I'm like, so I'm going to pay you to pay me. Yes. All right. Sounds good. Comics Exposed came back with $5 more, has more questions. Does he? Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Comics Exposed. That will go straight into Bitcoin. Oh, snap. I'm just kidding. It won't. Mike, I have plenty of idea what is going on with Bitcoin. You're wasting time and money with it. Ask Elliot if we'll get Doomkicker before 2025. The short answer is yes. The long answer is please give me a chance to work on it. Thanks. What are you going to do? John Malin is in the chat. John Malin. He says, Elliot, hit me up for some pinup work. And he followed that with please. Oh, all right. Really, I'm making John sound more polite. He's a polite gentleman, I'm sure. Yes. John Elliot. I've been working on my John Malin. Elliot. I can't do it. Deadwood Dale does it great. I don't even know who that is. Help me. Help you, says guy from Medbank. Victor, I don't think John thinks like that. If it means you're having to declare, that's Victor. Sorry. I can't do Victor. If it means having to declare you're part of some group and turning on some people, then he doesn't want it. Hey, don't speak for Elliot. Maybe Elliot, that's exactly what Elliot wants.
I'm a mercenary. I do whatever pays the bills. To a point.
Updog says he wants you to pose nude.
Right now. Hold on.
I'm nude under all my clothes.
I was going to say the same thing. Under all my clothes. I'm totally.
That's because we're both dads with bad jokes. For $2, Comics Exposed says, give John a break. He's on vacation.
On vacation.
I'm on vacation next week, so
that's cool. What's everybody doing on vacation? What's John doing on vacation? What are you doing on vacation?
I'm going camping. It's glamping. We're going to a cabin camping or something like that.
Isn't there aren't you guys more on lockdown than ever over there in California?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Bad Mike not checking on his Trump book yet. Oh, fine. Hold on.
Oh yeah, let's look at that. It's been a while.
Stop screen. Share screen. Magnificent 7. Share. All right. Let's give this the magic whirl. Oh, I got to take it out of here so I can see what's happening. Let's give it the magic whirl and see where we're at now. Starting the show at $24,993. $7 away from the magic stretch goal where we get the amphibious bulk trading card. What are you working on right now, Elliot?
I'm working on a commission.
On a commission? All right.
Wait, what do you want?
An amphibious bulk trading card.
I can work on that. I'm just doing the preliminary layout stuff for this.
All right, let's give it a refresh and see if we have ourselves a trading card. $25,000. Somebody donated $7. Thank you, P Money. I know it's you.
All right, I'll start drawing it now. I'll start drawing it now. You want one? Want me to do it for you?
Yeah, that'd be dope, dude.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Where do you get reference, man? I can't move on with this drawing. What are you trying to refresh, bro?
Mr. Boom,
What,
boom,
did I
boom.
say refresh? What are you trying to reference?
Who, me?
Yeah. No, Victor.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
It beats hearing about Bitcoin. Why are you such a Bitcoin bigot? John Malin says 20th anniversary in northern Michigan by Lake Michigan, one of the natural glories and wonders of the earth. Yeah.
Congratulations, John. That's fantastic, man.
Congratulations, brother.
That's fantastic. Tell your wife I said congratulations as well. Both
yes. A guy choking another guy, lifting him in the air.
What? Is that what I'm supposed to be drawing?
No. That's what Victor needs reference for. There's this thing called, I was going to say Google, but I don't want you to use Google anymore. I want you to use.
No, Pinterest is really good for that.
There you go. Pinterest
is really good for poses and ideas like that. You can almost type in whatever pose you want and get at least something approximate. Mike, congratulations, man! $25,000, dude.
$25,000.
That's what they call fantastico.
Very nice. It's very nice. Not bad. I get the feeling it's going to go to a little slump while I'm camping because I will have no internet access. So I'm not sure how to deal with that other than just let it slump. Let it slump.
Did you ever figure out what the situation was or no?
No, I've never gotten any
that's a shame.
word back. The last word back I got was that's all I can do for you, which was basically nothing. So
gee whiz. That's not very
that's not good customer service, I'll tell you.
No, not in this situation. Not when you've earned $25,000 and whatever percentage of that belongs to them for that.
They take 5%, man.
That's not cool.
They could go to a really nice dinner for the amount of money I just made them.
That's very true. Actually, 5% of that's pretty decent.
I'm not doing the math.
Every penny counts. Wait a minute.
That's true.
So the amphibious bulk.
The amphibious bulk.
What size would you say that is?
Would it be weird to invite John in here?
I mean, I don't care. I don't have a problem, John. It's up to you, brother. It's up to you. I'm drawing amphibians.
All right.
What does this look like?
I know he's on vacation, so.
Well, yeah. He probably doesn't want to come on. But God bless you guys. I got to go to your page now because I don't remember what he looks like exactly in my head. I know that I like the way you drew his hand. That's my favorite part of that drawing.
Comics Exposed says for $5, Mike, imagine how much money you could make on your campaigns if you used your Bitcoin money on paid traffic for real money from your campaigns. I'm spending money already on advertising. I need to kind of. It's not just about how much money you spend. It's about what the ad is doing and who it's targeting. I think I'm targeting the wrong people because I'm getting a whole lot of people being completely triggered by it. And I'm getting a lot of clicks. It's costing me about 13 cents a click, which honestly isn't all that bad. But it's not moving the needle. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do. I haven't had time to do it. That advertising, figuring all that out takes a considerable amount of time. So, and I've been so crazy busy all week with all this accounting garbage and whatnot. So,
there's this weird thing in the bottom of I'm looking at your thing. It says, in gray, it says, let us know if you think this campaign contains prohibited content. That's a shame. Hey, where can I get it?
Where does it say that?
It says it underneath at the bottom of your campaign, just underneath where it says looking for more information, check the project FAQ. Then just underneath that in gray, it says let us know. And there's a hyperlinks for that. If you think this campaign contains prohibited content. I've never seen that before. Have you?
I don't. Hold on. I'm going to try to.
It's probably been there before. I've never seen it before.
Oh, you know what? I think I have seen that before. I think that was the tab people used on Cecil's. I remember Preston Poulter complaining about it, and I think that's what they did. Yeah. I think that's on all of them. Right there. That is their prohibited content tab.
All right. Well, either way, man, can you do me a favor? Send me a picture of the amphibious bulk.
Of the amphibious bulk? I'll do better than that. I will go to Mega 7 on Indiegogo. No, I want the Mega 7 on Kickstarter. It's got the image on there.
Oh, okay. I'll go there then. I'll go there. Mr. Big Stuff. Mr. Big Stuff.
Kickstarter. Check it and see.
All right. Kickstarter.
There it is. Amphibious bulk. Oh, it's not showing. I never
What
mind.
is it showing?
I thought it would show up on the screen, but it's on a different page. So I know that, Mike, you don't know how to do paid traffic correctly. You shouldn't be in a slump next on vacation. Also, you missed my super chat to Elliot. Mike, imagine how much money. Okay, that's not the right
How come you don't give me super chat money?
I'm looking for it. Elliot.
I'm looking for it right now.
It says, Elliot, why don't you work for Ethan?
I'm working for myself, and I do freelance project. What is it that John used to say? I have dreams too.
I have dreams too.
Magnificent. I don't work for anyone, but if someone was to offer me a general freelance project, I do freelance work. I also do. I've been talking to some really interesting people lately on Instagram. But I've met some people from out of Disney recently. Interesting. I'll tell you about that later. But okay, I spelled it wrong. Here it is. Wait, did I spell it right? I probably spelled it wrong.
Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong thing again. All right.
But anyway, yeah, man, it's just I have other projects I've been working on with Andy, and we're along with me. I really have a lot of time between that and working on Doom Kicker when I'm able to. Mega.
Yeah, he's got dreams too. Do you do any farming?
No. Was that for me?
I don't have any idea. I don't. Elijah grows stuff. He likes to farm on the side of the house.
We are. I didn't put there's a space. I put the space between 7 and magnificent.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, I know I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. All right. You know, the George Soros grossness is on both. They both equally gross me out on either platform. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put my camera on here so I can show it.
Do it.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was spending time trying to tailor out some ads, but I like I said, I've just been so swamped. Dude, stop bumping me. There's only so much time, and unfortunately, I don't have enough of it. So, all right, I'm gonna switch my camera to the other one.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with a thumbnail. So, what do you want him to do? What am I doing now?
The amphibious boat for a trading card.
I know, but do you want him to do anything particular?
Fit on a trading card.
You got it. All right, here's my idea. I'm gonna since he reminds me of another character of similar color orientation. I'm gonna do one of my Alex Ross upshot poses. Right.
Sounds good.
I like how I just said one of my Alex Ross. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm an idiot.
Wow, what the heck? How is it I'm all freaking potato and you're clear as a bell?
You know what? Again, are you using an Apple or are you using...
No, I'm not.
Oh, I don't know. I set my thing to 720. I don't know if that helps, but I might be hurting bandwidth.
Oh, I'm potato, dude. Like 16-bit.
Yeah, you're like a Mario game on a Game Boy right now.
Very annoying.
You're like the Casio watches, the Mario and that little. Remember the old little portable game things?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I shall deal.
This is just a weird pose. Let's give him something more action oriented. Yours is pretty good.
Where did I put the reference I had up before?
Oh, how about this? Oh, yeah.
Where is my reference? There it is. All right.
The little hair on the top.
I've done so little drawing for so long. It feels good to put pencil to paper. I feel like I'm out of practice.
I've been doing so much digital work that I was doing some commission work, traditional like comic commission stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I almost didn't remember how to draw. I was like, how do I hold a brush again? I kept double tapping the board. It's like, that's no bueno. That's no bueno at all.
It's funny. It's like trying to get used to the eraser again.
Yeah.
How come why can't I fill this spot by touching it?
Oh my gosh. And I've been doing some cool stuff, man. I'm considering putting out an art book soon to help offset some of my costs.
Mm-hmm.
And let me show you what I've been working on. So it's going to be I've been doing the faces things again. This is going to be just a lot of interesting characters. This particular set is kind of potentially an idea for a future story, but basically it's some kind of Cthulhu story that takes place I won't say Cthulhu. I'll call it a Lovecraftian story that takes place in some sort of fishing town.
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching. You ever seen that movie?
Tremors.
No. John Carpenter's. Well, he did Big Trouble in Little China.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at Egg Shen. He was the character that plays Egg Shen, the actor.
Yeah. That's the same guy from Tremors. Same actor.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Was that a Carpenter film too?
He's the guy that named them graboids.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Well, anyway, he's also in a movie called Prince of Darkness. That was also another Carpenter film. Anyway, this is me trying to draw him as a younger version with the same hairstyle. Anyway, I like this guy. This guy's cool. I like drawing angular, sharp beards. This guy's cool. Some of this guy's cool. Ain't cool. Look at that guy. How about that guy?
All right. He looks dead. Looks like a zombie.
Well, I had put coins on his eyes, but it didn't work. So he is dead. This is a cultist. He's a cultist. I like this guy.
Chin says Victor Wong, I believe, because all Orientals know each other.
Yes. I don't know that. I don't
that's not accurate at all.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is either. It's not. Why is my voice so deep? I don't think it is either.
I don't know.
Why is this pencil not acting right? Oh, because it's the wrong one.
Oh man,
I'm enjoying drawing like this though. This is fun.
Before dinner, and I knew it was gonna be like tire me down.
Well, I just had that drink a little while ago, and then it's doing the same to me.
Yeah.
Look at this stuff, man.
Where says Mike, tell the virus to go away. Go away, virus. Go away. Virus, go away. Come again. No, don't come again ever. Da, 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 da. Looking good, Jerkmonger says well-read user. Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
well-read. Wanted a hammer.
Oh wow.
And then Muerte, I don't know how Muerte did not have a hammer. Victor, you'll never have a hammer.
By the way, I'm just doing the layout here, and then I'm going to actually draw it on paper for you.
All right.
So I can do the selling thing later. Dumb Elliot.
Can anyone see what Mike is drawing?
No,
it's potato. What happens if I switch back to the other? Was I potato on the other camera?
It didn't look like it. I didn't think you were. Maybe the head's supposed to be turned a little bit.
Let me see what happens. Maybe it's my camera. Couldn't just be the camera. No.
Oh no, yeah. It's your feet.
Potato man over here.
Could it be me? Should I lower the quality of my camera? Is that
no,
effective?
it doesn't make any difference. In fact, I don't understand why yours is working and mine is not.
Well, I'm saying maybe I'm taking up all your bandwidth. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not on your setup.
Sure. Whatever. That's fine. It's a drawing stream, but that doesn't mean that they have to see what I'm drawing.
It's also a chill stream, so we can just chill.
You can watch me chill.
I'll draw and you talk.
All right.
You just look handsome.
I got a word.
Gross. You just look handsome, Michael.
James Hayes says, I see something red with a black top. Is that Mike?
It does look weird. Is somebody playing games in your room? That could be it, man. If they're playing stuff and you're trying to do your things.
No, games take a very low bandwidth. If someone's watching Netflix, they would suck up all the bandwidth.
That's what all the kids say.
Yeah. It's not what I'm doing, it's what they're doing.
You're the boomer, Dad.
Don Chin says, happy birthday to your wife, Jill, right, Mike? That's correct. That's correct. Right. We had a lovely dinner with my mom, my daughter, Eden. Made chicken katsu, which is
chicken nuggets.
It's not chicken nuggets. But not too far off. It's fried chicken, then we eat it with but it's not like fried chicken. It's like fried chicken cutlets.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
Fuzzy Creature says, draw the cover. I'm drawing the cover right now, Fuzzy. I swear, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't really fuzzy, was he?
That sounds complicated, Michael.
You don't know that one?
Yes, but it does sound complicated though. Still,
It's fine.
nonetheless.
That's fine. It's fine. I don't care.
I'm just saying. I'm just
He
saying,
wasn't
bro.
really fuzzy though, was he?
You can just keep going if you like. I'm still confused. So my son is enjoying. We watched a few movies this week. You know, I was sketching those heads.
Have you been introducing your son to movies from the 80s?
Yeah, so he's really into Back to the Future right now.
Oh, really?
I'm so pleased with that.
Nice.
I try to explain to him. I said, not every movie from the 80s is this good. This is a very anomalous circumstance.
I just introduced Eden to a couple different movies from the 80s this week.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Now that she's 17, so she can handle a little bit more adult humor. A Fish Called Wanda.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah. Kevin Kline, baby. And Running Scared.
Running Scared. Is that prior? Oh, your camera looks great now, by the way.
No, it's sure it does. It's Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, I forgot about that one.
All right, now my camera looks great. I'm gonna switch cameras and it's gonna get all wonky.
No, it looks good. Don't move.
Yeah, you can barely see what I'm doing, but that's okay. Just pay attention to what Elliot is doing. And
I can see it. I mean, I see it on the StreamYard. It looks good here so far.
Temple of Doom. No, I hate that movie.
What? No, you can't hate that movie. It's a good movie.
It's trash.
It is not trash, man. It is not trash. You just listen. Stop talking. Here's what you're missing. It's part of the trilogy. So you have to see it.
Trash of the trilogy.
No. Okay, that's it. I'm going to your house right now.
And it's a prequel.
It's a prequel, but it fits perfect, right? So it's the first story in the trilogy in actuality.
Right.
Then first it starts with paganism, then into Judaism, and then you land in Christianity with the Last Crusade. What screwed it up was the fourth one, because then it goes into New Age philosophy and aliens. But that's not their fault. Well, it is their fault. But I'm just saying, forget them. I just take their stuff and own it myself. But,
yeah, I wasn't so determined to like that movie, regardless of how bad it was.
Which one? The fifth one? The fourth one, right?
Fourth one.
You know what? It doesn't bother me. Anytime I always don't like it when I start to think I've only seen it once or twice. I haven't really put that much energy into it. But for what it is, it's all right, man. It ain't that bad. It's just not great. It's just probably the same difference, right? Anyway.
Oh no! Look what you did to Muerte.
What happened? What did I do to Muerte?
I gave him the ban hammer.
He banned me?
No, I gave him a wrench.
Oh, good.
Don Chin, calling back to Running Scared, says, "Sing Sweet Freedom" by Michael McDonald. That's the theme song in that movie.
Is that the song?
Those aren't the words. But
that's all I got, man.
That's the song.
That's all I got. That's all I got. All I know is that you can't hear Michael McDonald sing anything because his mustache is so thick. You just can't make any noise within the space of the bristles.
Keep the spirit alive.
That's because he has background singers in that shot.
Oh, Mr. Dennis Parker said, just watched One Crazy Summer. It's a really good movie.
Oh, yeah. Got that. All right, what's your favorite?
Calliope says, shine, sweet freedom, shine your light on me.
So man, you can make up the lyrics as much as you like, but I know the truth.
Flippity flop.
See, you sound just like him. All right, here we go. I think I like this pose, Mike. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's very, very bulkish, if you will.
It is bulkish. Is it going to fit though?
Well, I'm putting it on a 9x12 template, so I think it will. Well, maybe not. If I do this, there might be something wrong.
Man, they used so much brass in the 80s in music.
Oh yeah, it's weird that way. That is saxophones, woodwind and brass. All right, maybe you're right. Maybe I gotta adjust this.
And shame to throw away a perfectly good white boy. That was not One Crazy Summer. That was Better Off Dead.
Is that the Where's My $2?
That's my $2. Yeah. Oh, somebody else brought up Better Off Dead. Don Chin. Oh, Jeff Potts did. Brought up Better Off Dead. Yeah, both good films. And here we have some French toast, along with some French fries.
Oh, how do you say so French?
We surrender.
Oh no.
All right. I feel like I'm drawing really slowly.
So did your wife enjoy her birthday?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not supposed to ask, but is she she's still under 50?
Is she what?
Is she still under 50 or under 40?
Oh, she's younger than I am.
Okay, good.
And I'm not yet 50, mister. So, there. Shine, sweet painter.
Okay. All right. Take it easy, Michael. Take it easy.
You keep the spirit alive.
You're going to hurt your vocals.
I know. Porky's is the best 80s flick, says Mr. Hellstorm. That is one film I will not be watching again as a Christian. So
it's not that good either.
I watched that movie as a child. Like it was on HBO and I was staying at my aunt's house and
dude.
Yeah.
I saw everything back then. I remember my first time in Florida. Second time, I think. It was I spent my 10th birthday here. Me and my cousin staying up late at night. My uncle's jazzed about his new cable, this new thing called cable.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching HBO. And what's on? Well, there was only like 3 things that were on when I was that age. There was Superman, Flash Gordon, and Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
yeah. That's good. That was good. Good impression there. Music.
Yeah, I was like, what's coming on? What's coming on? And then up on the screen, rated R.
Yeah. This movie is rated R by the motion picture.
Just stay asleep, Mom. Just stay asleep. Don't come downstairs for so bad.
We couldn't when I was growing up though, we didn't have cable. We were stealing it from the neighbors.
Oh.
So we couldn't tell what was going on, but every time it would come on, I would always see it. Then I went to my cousin's house and my uncle was paying for that, and there was always Fraggle Rock, and I hated Fraggle Rock. It's like, God, I want to see a better movie. Why was that always on HBO? Was that like I guess it was a deal they made with them. I was like, come on, man. Then I saw Spies Like Us on HBO.
Yes. I love Spies Like Us.
Do you remember that Chevy Chase movie? I'm sure it was dirty, but it was the one where he gets covered in psycho or
oh yeah,
the chemicals.
Yeah.
And he was telepathic and telekinetic or something.
Yeah. And then he snorts all the salt around the bed and he goes, I like it.
That's right. There were some bad ones though.
I literally just watched that like last year.
Was it good after all? Not as
No, it was on Chevy Chase's downswing from
Oh, okay. What about Dr. Detroit? Do you remember that?
yeah, with Dan Aykroyd.
Dr. Detroit. I don't remember. I remember not liking that movie even then. I was like, this is a dirty movie, but I still didn't like it. I was like, it's garbage. All my friends liked it though, so I had to like it.
Yeah, Real Genius and Top Secret with
Real Genius is one of my all-time favorite comedies.
Yep.
That's what set me on my path to loving what was the name of the group that sang that song? I don't love them that much.
Yeah. Tears for
Fears.
Modern Problems. Thank you, Don Chin. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one with Chevy Chase.
Oh yeah, Modern Problems. Yeah, it had Nell Carter in it.
Yeah. She's like,
she played like, I guess, I don't know. She was some voodoo something. Around
yeah, she's the one that put the salt all around the bed.
I don't remember. I don't really understand because I didn't have any real. I just thought he was a funny guy when he was spewing the stuff out of his nose. That was hilarious. The blood. But that's all I knew was just physical humor or whatever.
How about Seems Like Old Times?
Well, which one's that?
That was Goldie Hawn, and I think it was Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase, right?
Oh, I don't remember seeing that at all.
Wait, was it Chevy Chase?
The only Chevy Chase films that mattered to me were the Lampoon films, the national vacation films.
You say you didn't like those?
Oh, I love those. Those are the ones that mattered to me. I didn't really. Spies Like Us was his too, right?
Yeah. No. Chevy Chase. Oh yeah. Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But Ghostbusters is my favorite of those type of movies from those guys. I was listening to Rogan. He was talking about to Bob Saget about some old comedians, and I was like, oh man, I remember a lot of those guys. And they all did start out in films. I talked about Rodney Dangerfield, and that guy was an interesting dude after all. It was interesting.
Oh yeah, we just watched Back to School.
Yeah. That's one of the ones that was his big breakout film, or no, it wasn't his breakout. That was his first personal film, right? Or his own movie.
Oh, I don't remember the movieology or whatever you call it.
I think his first one that he did was Caddyshack.
Yeah.
And then after that, somewhere online he
did the same bit in Caddyshack that he did in Back to School where he's shopping. He goes, I'll take 6 of these, 10 of these, half a dozen of these. He basically played the same character in Caddyshack that he did in
yeah. He was on top of the world in those days. So he was one of those. He was the Bill Murray of the time, I guess, or whatever. That well regarded comedian that was in those films. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to catch up on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking. Oh, I probably shouldn't talk. I'll talk about this later with you, but.
Okay. Oh, more secrets from the chat.
It's not secrets. It's just I don't want to say something out loud before it's ready to. It's still not baked yet. I hate doing that. I do that too much. Hey, I'm thinking about doing it. Oh, don't do it. I'm an idiot. All right. So far, this is what I've got. I like this. He's not as bulky though. I need to bulk him up more.
Yes, he's the amphibious bulk.
I know. I'm doing it. I got the pose that I want. And I'm just.
Don Chin said, "Last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it."
It's fun. He's also kind of heavy set, right? He's got a belly.
Yes.
All right.
He's got a gut, we call it.
Is that what they call that?
Know what to do with his backhand.
So I finished watching this show the other night on Netflix called Dark. And actually, I remember I told Malin about that. But this show, it was bothering me a lot because I had seen the first season, the second season, the final season, the third season, had come out recently, but I should have watched the other seasons again. But I feel like you shouldn't need to do that, though, right? That's not the implied contract we have with these companies. I want to see the movie, the show. I need to understand. But the problem is, it's a German film, a German show, and it's the good news is that it's dubbed. But the problem is that I think my brain is not quite satisfied. I'm still amazed that I'm looking at somebody speak another language, and I'm thinking I can somehow read their lips. I'm like, dummy, they're speaking German. I don't speak German. So anyway,
Dummkopf.
Yeah, Dummkopf. So as I continue to watch this, though, I was completely lost in this third season, but it landed at the end and tied it up so perfectly that I was utterly impressed with it. I was like, wow, they pulled it off. I didn't think they were going to do it, though. I was very concerned that this was like a jump in the shark moment or whatever, that I was too late. The show had its interest and it's gone now. And I considered not watching it anymore. Then at the end, I realized that's what I was supposed to. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit, but I felt like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be. That it's supposed to, the characters are feeling that way too. And it ties perfectly into the story. You should check it out. Dark on Netflix. It's a very creepy show, but it's not a supernatural show. It's not a scary monster thing. It's really a depressing European science fiction film show. Why do I keep calling it a film?
I don't know. Why do?
I do.
Has anybody else seen it? Is anybody else commenting on it? I haven't seen the chat.
I don't know. I'm looking up a reference. Dark in season 3 has essentially gone off the rails, says Jeff Potts.
No, you got to finish it, Jeff. You got to go to the end and check it out, because it does. I had the same thought. I kept thinking, why? I was so hopeful because I was like, this was actually a pretty decent show. The second season gave me a crazy cliffhanger. I was like, oh man, this is actually really cool. I was a little lost in the second season too, but the explanation for everything was so tight. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. It had I don't want to say anything, so it'll give too much away, but if you might see it, I think you might enjoy it. I don't know, maybe you won't, but I've said that before. Most people are like, shut up, Elliot, you're a loser. But I really liked it.
Until you see it, right?
But the only thing is, it's like a lot of things, I can't see it again. Like, I don't want to see it anymore. Like, it was a very confusing show. And after I saw it, I mean, it could be bad writing. I didn't register it. In the beginning, I was like, oh no, this is trash. I don't want to see anymore. But I said, I want to stick it out because I sat through the first two. Maybe something will happen. I don't know. Maybe not. I had very little hopes for it. But it's one of those shows you have to really pay attention to because it gets super complicated. It basically is Back to the Future on steroids and crack.
Okay.
So you're going to be like, what the hell am I watching? And then you're going to be like, oh. And then you're going to ask yourself questions like, but wait a minute, that's not cool. Just give it a chance.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned this before.
Yeah, well, yes. And because I liked it. And like I said, I was watching it this season. I was like, oh no, this is a disappointment. I feel like I'm wasting my time. Then after I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, good. But still, you know how there's like certain regions have their kind of interpretation of movies, or like what is it like you know how British shows are very or television or stuff is very kind of dark in the post-apocalyptic way, you know what I mean, like Red Dwarf, and they have a very weird twist to it. It's always kind of odd, even when they're being comical, they're ultra cynical. This one was almost these German things, I've seen a couple before. They're very nihilistic. So it's a little off-putting for me. So I'm like, I'm not really that's not really my thing. But it's like if Back to the Future had a baby with IKEA. That's what it's like. It's crazy Europeans.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Doesn't. That's why you gotta watch it. IKEA.
Makes sense now.
I wish I knew there was another film I saw once that left me like that. Like, oh, good film, interesting premise, but these people need therapy. They're so angry. Maybe because they're communists.
Hey, look at that. We went up $15, 25,015 with 460 backers. 502 backers if you count the 42 on Kickstarter. So, yeah, Donchin, I've heard The Expanse was good. I tried watching the first episode, but I was like tired, and it seemed like I needed to pay attention to it. So
yeah, you do.
And then I never got back to it.
I haven't seen it. I saw a couple of episodes with my cousin recently. He loved it, and he's not into sci-fi the way I am, or anything like this. But you do have to pay a lot of attention, though.
Yeah, I caught that.
This seems really as complicated. It seems equally as complicated as Dark.
Oh, okay.
It seems like it is. Maybe it isn't, but I don't know. Whenever I see like people seeing themselves in other dimensions, like freaky. All right, so I like this. Okay, this is a very old school pose. I'm not happy with this.
I just want to be happy, Elliot.
Let me try another one. Let me try something else.
Comics Exposed. He's talking about Dark. You watch Mr. Robot?
I have not.
Oh, that's a good show. I haven't seen the latest season, but the other seasons I've seen are really good. So, man, my throat is like dry for some reason. Dry.
Does the amphibious bulk ever get dry?
Oh, he gets very chapped. Yes.
That's not a good thing. He seems to stay moist.
Well, yeah, he's amphibious. You would definitely want a amphibious creature to stay moist.
I'm saying that might be his weakness.
That's a fair point. It's a fair cup. What is this? Oh, that's my taxes.
Freedom. She got that in my head now. Do you remember anything good about Romancing the Stone?
Oh my gosh, dude. That came out in 1989, I think.
Yeah, I think so. No, I don't think it did. I think it came out when I was still in New York City.
Really?
I remember seeing it on VHS.
Jewel?
Huh?
Jewel of the Nile.
Jewel of the Nile may have been 89.
One of those came out when I was working at that second run movie theater. That's how I can nail certain movies when they came out.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know, it's like, isn't it funny how like events that happen when you have a stable life and you're living in the same house for, you know, extended periods of years, all the stuff that happens kind of fades together and you're like, yeah, when did that happen? But it's like, if you're like, well, I lived in this house for 6 months in 1985. No, 1986. So that's like, I was living in Cupertino for about 6 months in 1986. So anything that happened during that time, I can pinpoint it to that time because of where I was living. Right?
Yeah. I can't at all. I can only remember being in the army for a time.
All right, but you can remember the stuff that happened, movies that came out, whatever, while you were in the army because you were in the army. So you're like, I know what happened in this.
Yeah. It was a traumatic time for sure. No, I remember going on a date with this girl I really dug, but she wasn't as into me as I was into her. I went to see Beauty and the Beast. She was all and I was all like, this is drawn so well. Just see the animations. She didn't. I think she didn't like that much.
Yeah. You're like, I can't believe they use CG for the carriage.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
I don't remember.
Stuck out in my head. I was like, ugh.
I do remember Terminator 2 came out around the time I was in basic training. I saw that in the when I was in weekend
line for that, man. Remember when we used to just stand in lines for hours to see movies?
Yeah, man. I kind of, that seems like a weird thing to miss, but I do miss that because it was I was telling my son that recently that in the old days you had to have a newspaper to know where you're going to see your movie. Remember that? Yeah. You had to figure out which theater in town was playing what movie.
Yep.
And then you were lucky if you found the theater or if everyone could get together at the same time. It was an event, man. Movies were fun.
Yep.
But now there's like, oh, they're all in the same theater. Oh, it's on Amazon. I appreciate the accessibility. I just, it's not as fun. I remember I saw Running Man with my buddy in high school. Is it Running Man? Total Recall. I think it was Total Recall. At the Horizon 8. A lot of theaters were 8s. Is that the same in your area?
We have.
In the old days.
Yeah, we had Century 21, 22. Like we had the Century theaters, and they each had. It was like a bunch of in San Jose. They have these like. They were like round buildings, and each one was playing like, I think maybe 4 movies in each one, right? Because it was round, so they subdivided it so that the film would be showing on the curved outside edge wall, right?
Okay.
It was designed for movies, right? And so like you'd have the Century 21, the Century 22, Century 20, the different theaters. Those were like the big epic theaters that everybody went to go see big like Star Wars when Phantom Menace came out and Terminator and E.T. That's where I saw E.T. Otherwise, you could go to like the smaller movie theaters at the mall or whatever, or the drive-in.
See, we in the 90s, I mean 90s and prior, it was smaller theaters. There was in New York there was something called the Whitestone Cineplex. I think that had 12 theaters or something like that, maybe more. But I'd only been there once to see Godzilla 1984. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible. You know what's really inexpensive right now?
What's his face was in it? The what's his name? From
I don't remember. Was it an American?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the other one.
Well, I don't know.
Just the one with Ferris Bueller.
That was the American one from I think 1999. I think.
Oh, okay.
But no, that was terrible. That was bad. This was 84. It was I believe it was a Toho film, but it was not that great. Right, OP Dog says right over the Whitestone Bridge. That's it. That's right. I saw Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla in the theater. Dude, I saw the other day Godzilla versus King Kong, the original one. Ooh, that would never be made today. Holy mackerel. I was like, ooh, that's bad. That would never survive Twitter. It was some crazy stuff. I did pick up on Amazon Prime, if you're interested in buying digital movies. They put out for $5 Shin Godzilla, the recent Japanese.
Yeah.
That movie's great. Although I gotta say, is that really how Japanese government is set up, where there's all these, they go to different offices, the same people, they just changed seats? Is that what's happening there?
Wait, they what?
Have you seen it?
No.
All right.
But my cousin works for the government in Japan.
Okay, so he might be able to explain. So here's the thing.
Let me get him on the phone real quick.
Yeah, let's call him. In the film, these guys, the government officials who are trying to protect Japan from this monstrous threat, which this Godzilla is horrifying. They almost made a scary version of him. Basically, what would pass for Gojira from the 64 today, like that was horrifying. You got to see it, but the problem is the majority of the film takes place with the humans trying to figure out how they're going to stop this Godzilla threat. So at one point, they are in the same office with all these officials, and quick, let's go over to this other guy. What do you call it? This other guy, the prime minister's office here, and they all go. They just change seating. I was like, well, why didn't you stay where you were? And then every time, but I think what was supposed to be intended there was that there was a lot of bureaucracy, and the bureaucracy was getting in the way of them dealing with the threat. So that was interesting. But the monster thing of it was so good, man. I like it for that reason. I can't stand all the talk. There's too much talking in that movie. But again, I think it was intended to be a contrast thing. However, everything else was like, wow, that he is from hell, Godzilla.
Yeah,
I thought that was impressive. Yeah, it was. He blows fire, and the fire fills the whole area. Like not just blowing fire like from a blowtorch or something. It's like everywhere. It's like the apocalypse was happening. The way I don't know. Maybe it's just my creative mind was on fire for that. I was like, wow, that's cool.
I'll have to check it out.
I don't think anybody in the chat agrees with me, but that's all right. It's okay. It's okay, and I don't care. How about that? Take that, chat.
You know what I've been kind of wanting to watch again, but I don't have the. Well, maybe I can. It just seems like I'm so busy doing everything else. Miami Vice.
Huh. I wonder how that would hold up.
Miami Vice when I was in high school.
I did too. I even had those shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Florida.
I imagine you walked around in a sports coat and t-shirt.
I did once. There's a picture of me. I have to show it to you guys one of these times.
I just thought it was so epic that because of that show, that look became like identified as the 80s,
Yeah.
You had just teeny bopper movies where people were wearing the Crockett,
Yeah. That's those bad leather shoes with vented. from the
They were penny loafers, right? Penny loafers with the.
No, they were some kind of weird Cuban shoe thing. It was like they were like a loafer, but they had they were like braided leather or something, and ugh, it was gross. And everyone was not wearing socks. Like, please, people, put your socks on.
James Dietrich says Miami Vice was in stereo, you guys.
Oh,
yeah. You know what I remember this is another case of, hey, this was 1986 because I was living in this house with my dad and his wife. What else was out at that same time was the Robotech Invid Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like, oh man, I'm gonna watch Robotech, and then I'm waiting. It's Friday night, 9:00. Friday night, 9:00. Right? Friday night, 9:00.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Huh.
Oh, so good. So I can feel it coming in the night.
Created a monster.
Oh Lord. Then you're out at Tower Records buying Phil Collins CDs, and your whole life changes, man.
Oh, that's good memories right there. I didn't go to Tower Records, went somewhere else, but yeah, dude, man, that was Phil Collins. Did that really set Phil Collins as part of that, like the culture? Is that the thing that did?
Zeitgeist is what you say.
Is that what it was? Because he had other albums around that time, right? That's how he got that gig. But I think that was the one that, to this day, I still sing that. I love playing it when I'm driving in Tampa. because it's Florida.
Yeah, he did a lot of music for that show, right?
Possibly. I don't remember. I wasn't that into
What?
then. I didn't watch that stuff with that interest in it. I was
Oh,
only there for the experience, man. I was only there for the experience. All right, what do you think about this guy? See, I like this pose, but I like the idea of this exploration of this character this way. But he's just not that interesting of a pose, but it just does show him like in all his power. Very powerful pose. I don't know. What do you think?
it is. You can barely see his head though.
I know. Well, I can always raise it up a bit.
Try some like Spider-Man-esque. Well, no.
Yeah, he's
like sort of froggy, but he's really bulky. So,
all right. I'm just doing this. This is exploration. I'm still figuring it out. These are thumbnails. How about
I can feel it in the air tonight.
You did a really good version of him right there with him coming at you. So it's like, oh, you kind of took the best shot there was. Let's see here. How about it could be a ground pounder, right? How about that? Like a Hulk smash?
Yeah, there you go. Space for instance, how about he's about to shoot out his tongue at something?
Again, doesn't sound as
appetizing.
Doesn't sound as like meaningful.
You ever see that video of that one-armed dude in China who just bites the head off of the bullfrog and then starts eating all of its guts?
No. What are you talking about?
He's like in a supermarket in China, and he's just like, grabs one of the bullfrogs out of the supermarket thing, and he's only got one arm, and he like bites its head off, and then like I think he spits its head out, and then like rips it open and just starts sucking out its guts and eating it. I'm like, dude, this guy's shoplifting. Terrible.
Gross.
Like that. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I should look it up. It's one way to lose all my viewers.
Let's watch it.
Let's watch this guy eat this frog.
Let's see if I can do this, maybe.
Jeremiah Jones says China. Yeah, there was that. When I saw that, there was a bevy of videos of disgusting things people do in China. You see the one of the gardener who stops and sees finds the little nest of baby birds while she's gardening, and then she starts popping them all into her mouth, dusting them off, popping them in her mouth, and then she puts the nest back in the bush.
What the hell are you talking about, Michael?
Oh my gosh! Okay, I have to show these.
That's disgusting.
These are really, really gross. Hold on, let me find them.
Oh.
I'll put Chinese eating weird food alive. There we go. Shall I?
Sure. For the kids.
This may get Bernardo the Beatniks as well. I was going to eat something.
Not anymore.
Alternatively, we could not do that at all. Oh shoot, I'm sorry, that just clicked right off. I didn't want that. Shocking Japanese food.
What
the? Oh, this guy's great. Best food review show ever. You ever watch that?
No.
That's a great show.
Don't confuse me with your.
See the one. There's some bats. That looks yummy.
Don't confuse with your food tasting.
There's one eating. The hell is that? A cockroach?
Oh no! Oh.
Fetal feast.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, that's eating. Yeah, gross.
I'm not going to even look at what you're showing, right?
You're not?
I'm not going to even look at it. I can't do the gross thing right now.
Why not?
I just had some bad cold pizza. There's no way. I'll throw it all up right here.
You mean the bats? You don't want to watch me eat the bats?
Oh. Oh no!
No.
Oh, I told you I wasn't supposed to look. Dang it!
Yeah, don't look.
Oh, it's gross.
Cute as the little bats when you burn all their skin off them. They kind of look like dogs. Oh no, those are dogs. Never mind. Oh, look at this cute little meal. Rat soup served ahead of Chinese New Year. Anybody want to see some rat soup? No? Yes? Yes? No?
You know, I could probably eat a rat.
I don't see the one eaten alive Chinese disgusting food compilation. We could just let this one run as we're drawing.
Well, we can't show it though, right? Can you?
Mike Elliot represents us all. Please, Mike, no. Don Chin says, I have had fried water beetles in China. Don, if they weren't alive in your mouth, it doesn't count.
I can't do it. I can't.
India, devotees devour live chickens. That sounds delicious.
No, thank you.
I don't see the one where the guy is eating. What is that? Customer finds rat in Chinese restaurant's hot pot dish. Well, you know, it's China.
We've covered some really weird things on paranormals, but to this day, there was a couple. There was the one time I did this thing where they just killed this creature. I don't know if it was chicken or something else, and it was still moving. Have you seen those?
No, you might have to be more specific.
Yeah, well, I can't recall, but it was in the WTF section stuff we cover. But
okay, I'm gonna click on this because this is a warning, ladies and gentlemen. Eating raw octopus is actually very dangerous.
Why is that?
Not raw. Oh, she's not eating it. Oh, did she eat the alive one, or did she bite its head off first?
It's alive, dude.
Yeah, because if you eat the whole thing alive, it can choke you. So,
really,
I would strongly suggest no one do this. Don Chin says we pay extra for hot pot rat. Oh, there she goes. Yum yum yum. I would like to know where she's putting the microphone that we can hear her crunching on this living octopus so very well.
It doesn't sound like crunching. It sounds like squishing.
It sounds like she's got the microphone attached to her skull.
Oh, that's gross, Michael.
Yeah, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I don't think I can do this.
You're gonna get in trouble for this?
Get in trouble? For what? Eating octopus? For what?
Isn't there a copyright strike on this kind of thing?
Oh. Depends on the channel, I guess. What else we got? What are those?
Hey.
Are those
Up the computer.
baby
Oh.
fetal?
Oh no. Okay, I'm turning off my computer here quick. Hold on.
I think those are fetal pigs.
I'm gonna look at something else.
I'm fairly certain those are fetal pigs.
I'm gonna put on Fraggle Rock now. Ugh.
I can't find the one.
Are you one of those guys that can eat weird stuff, man?
Oh yeah, I love weird stuff.
Are you serious? I can't do that.
Twice cooked frog. I'd play that one, but people will cry.
Why?
Pig fetuses. Yeah. Fetal pigs. No?
Oh, gross.
Anybody? Anyone?
Oh, it's still on my.
Steamed frogs. Well, that's not frog sushi. That's steamed frogs. Eating bats. Again, not. Oh, look at that dog does not look appetizing at all. I don't know what they're thinking.
Michael, I'm going to put on the background Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest.
So anything cartoony and happy.
You eat alligator, right?
I have eaten alligator tail, but I didn't see it get
wonderful.
I don't know if I like it that much, to be honest.
Ray Thula says Geoduck would kill Mike. I love Geoduck. It's Mirugai in Japanese. It's my favorite sushi, but I can't have it. It doesn't kill me. It ruins my hands. So
ruins your what? Your pants?
My hands.
I was gonna say, what do you poop yourself? Tufu?
No. I have dyshydrotic eczema. It creates water blisters on my finger.
Oh yeah.
And stuff.
I like the idea better though. That you poop your pants though.
Eat the very interesting stuff. I don't want
No,
to
it's not interesting, Michael.
eat a dog. That's just
No interesting. No bueno.
the frogs don't bother me though.
Oh yeah, they do. Frog. That's the other thing. It was chicken and frogs. Frogs were still bouncing around when they were dead.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's something about obviously it's the nerves, but
Yeah.
it happened with the chicken. The chicken, it looked like it was possessed. Like it was. That's why it was in the paranormal thing.
Yeah, this nasted me out, man. Freaking eating spiders. I mean, come on, gross. You do that, spiders, man. That's disgusting. I'd probably do a centipede.
No way.
Look
No
at that. Yeah, they look interesting.
Ugh.
Way I would do a spider. I don't know what that is. Why would I do a centipede but not a spider? Oh, these are fun. The living octopus, dancing octopus ones. You've seen this, right?
Oh no.
And cruel. And
they're complaining that it's cruel.
Over it at restaurants in Hokkaido, Japan. With millions of views, some called it sadistic and cruel. And squid is dead. What people are seeing is most of the tissue of an organism recently dead, which is actually still alive. Cell membranes are nearly intact, so brain function may be missing.
So cool.
The cell membranes will respond to stimuli, resulting in muscle contraction. Soy sauce still has sodium chloride, and soy gets absorbed by the suckers.
Science. Shut up.
Stupid science. Get in the way of your fun of eating ridiculous things. Well, hey, man, if you got to eat them, you got to eat them. What are you going to do?
Oh, that's sad. The houses where China's babies are abandoned. That's breaking my heart just looking at the picture.
What? What are you looking at? I'm not looking. I'm not looking. No.
This might look like a Candyland playhouse, but it's far from it. The Chinese call it a baby hatch.
Oh, that's horrifying.
This woman is about to abandon the infant she's holding.
What?
There is no one inside this pink house. She presses a button to alert a nurse.
Oh, it's. Aww.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Go back to the cooked dog. Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, that's good. In Japan, they have at least my cousin was telling me this, so I'm not entirely sure he's not full of crap. But he said that women would abandon their babies in the lockers, like in the mall and stuff. There's lockers there, and he says they'll find just dead babies there sometimes because fuzzy creature says la 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 la. I can't hear you. Yeah, sorry.
Dang, you just
All right, this is getting. Why did you make me do that, dude?
I didn't. This went from chill stream to weird stream. I don't know what's going on. Come on, Michael.
Heartbreaking. Breaking my heart, dude.
Why?
Don't go breaking my heart.
All right, I like this pose a little bit. I like what's going on here. This is much more dynamic. I just got to come up with the right other hand. I think what he's going to be doing is leaping. I have to do a leap, man. Leaping is the most action-packed.
It's what frogs do.
And
it's easy if you try. Oh, shit. How about if the amphibious bulk ate an octopus, says Don Chin. There's an idea. Mines. I think he says Mike's trying to be edgy. We've actually done this before.
I have not.
Oh, you weren't here?
No, thank you.
What? Who was this? Was it like Weldon?
Maybe, but I wasn't here.
Somebody was just completely grossed out by the geoduck.
Yeah.
I was showing somebody them eating the geoduck, and I'm like, that's good eating. That is delicious, delicious food. And they're like, what?
It's so gross.
Junkyard Duns in Japan. He says, don't hear about it too often now. They set up a baby hatch in Kumamoto to avoid stuff like that, but they need them in more locations. Yeah, in here in the States, I know that fire stations will have just kind of little drop off. It's like a bank teller window, but it's for babies. It's essentially a baby drop off for people who want to, would rather abandon their baby to like someplace that people will take care of it instead of in a trash can. Which
that's what's happening in South Africa.
Yeah,
they're put them into like the trash bins, and just I don't even want to talk about that, but it's horrifying.
Yeah,
it's no bueno.
Rough stuff, man. Rough stuff. Don't go breaking my heart.
All right, I think I have a good idea here.
I do not have a clue what the guard on this. What the guard on his sword is supposed to look like. So, make it up. Okay, fine. I will.
Like I took the advice of the tongue, or the tongue thing. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be. I like that idea.
Just
duplicate. I wish we could play music. That's what we need to fill in that dead air. Sometimes, some kind of tunes. But no. And
there's royalty free music I can play.
That's probably lame.
Elijah doesn't like it. He's complaining. He wants to play his own music.
Oh, okay. He's protesting. I appreciate it.
I don't think it's terrible music. I think there's some lovely music out there.
I've heard some good stuff.
Yeah. I'm not a video editor, he says.
Wow.
I know, right? Oh, sounds like a string broke.
Sounds like you need some music editing.
I don't know.
You remember Crambo? Remember that Jerry's cousin from Texas? Crambo. Anyway,
who's
Jerry Mouse? He had a cousin from Texas.
Jerry.
Dude, man, come on. Tom and Jerry? No?
Oh, I thought you meant Seinfeld.
Sure, that too. All right. I'm going to lower the opacity, yeah? And I'm going to try drawing this with black.
I don't know when I'm going to stop penciling this and start inking it.
It's about time, Michael. Put it down. Pencils down. Pencils down. Hey, what was drawn and quartered this week?
It was nothing.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, what was it? Everybody was kind of like, let's see, Matt Weldon. What was Matt doing? Matt had to do something. Siege was tired. And I was just like, I just didn't have time to just like run around trying to find people.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were out with your son, so.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
No, you don't have to. We didn't do it. It's all ordained. It was ordained from on high. And that was the day that I did the video on being what's the word? Shadow banned.
It was this week?
Yeah. Well, no, I've been shadow banned since last week. It's been over a week now. And
right. That's what I'm saying. I thought we had covered that. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, there aren't people covering it. Unfortunately, there are people simping for Indiegogo because they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. Which means it will continue. It will. It will go on. Others will be shadow banned. Then they will start with the cancellations.
And the siege is broken.
Then it'll be too late, won't it? We should have said something when Mike got shadow banned. But we were so happy he was shadow banned because we don't like Mike that we didn't say anything.
Well, Michael, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, no. The Space Fred says, Matt was busy. Elliot was out. And the siege was
broken.
And the siege was broken.
What is that from?
I have no idea. I have no clue. Some creepy movie that I'm never going to watch.
And the siege is broken. No creepy. All right. So far the rough for this card is looking pretty cool. Right. He's definitely bulky. I like this pencil.
Well, that's the name of the character. What are you doing? All right, well, don't hurt anybody.
One don't go breaking my heart.
Don't go hurting your brother. All right, so tell me what your real feelings were about Grease 2.
What? Well, that's random. I don't like it as much as Grease 1. And to be perfectly frank, I don't remember much about it other than how beautiful Michelle Pfeiffer was.
Yes.
But I remember thinking it was not as, I don't know, I coming up where I came from in history and movie history and stuff, and my appreciation of it, I was a sucker for the original pair. So to see that two new characters didn't seem, but other movies have impressed me that have other characters since. I should probably watch it again and see how I really feel, but I suspect I still won't like it. Probably just more like a residual hatred, I guess.
Yeah. That was one of those HBO movies, though.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, it's entirely possible I saw Grease 2 before I saw Grease.
Grease is great. And that might be, well, maybe that's why you like, because it wasn't, if I remember correctly, it wasn't as bad as I think it might be, but it just wasn't, what
do you think about the theory that that Sandy was dead?
What? Is that supposed to have happened?
It's a theory.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that she drowns in the first scene, and then he saves her. But the theory is, and then this inexplicable final scene where the car flies up into heaven. So the whole thing was this weird dream she was having as she was dying. They were both dead, says Ray Thulu. Oh, I didn't hear that theory.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they can't both be dead. Danny must live.
They can't be dead. They were acting in the movie.
It's okay if Sandy dies. Sandy!
Oh, that doesn't sound very wonderful.
No, but it explains that whole weird, flying up into heaven bit at the end.
Because it wasn't weird to me. It was like we're riding off into the sunset or flying off into space. We're having
there was absolutely nothing in the movie during the entirety of the movie that would lend itself to any kind of an extra normative sort of experience like that. And then all of a sudden they're flying into heaven.
But then how did all the people know what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. It's it was like a weird fever dream or something, like a death's last vision, like the hopes that she had as a young teen wanting to fall in love and wanting to fulfill all that stuff before she dies, and then she has that dream, and then she's off to heaven.
Maybe it's just like an old school thing, like, hey, we're flying off, we're doing what we do. Listen. We're overthinking this thing. It's a movie about kids in the 50s. Come on, break it up.
I think that.
Now, however, have you listened to Pink Floyd?
I think Sandy. I'm pretty sure Sandy died. What?
Stop it. Dang it, Michael.
Oh, just accept it. Just
look. I didn't come in here for reality. Okay, I came in. Forget it, man. Forget it. And listen, have you ever played Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon while you watch Wizard of Oz?
No.
It works.
It works in what sense?
You ever heard about that? There's a
track or
for this. I'm sure it's not. It's a coincidence, but in the beginning of, I believe it's Dark Side of the Moon, there's this whole thing where you can watch it. You can watch the movie and play. At a certain point, you can play the music, and the movie is almost a video for the song.
Really?
Yeah. Look it up. You enjoy it. It's fun. I actually done it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you know what's funny is back when we were doing the Meg campaign, we took that Meg commercial, and Elijah overlaid the sound of Under the Sea on the commercial, and it times up perfectly.
Wow.
Under the sea, and it like with all the changes and the stuff that's going on in the commercial, and of course Disney, stopped it from being shown on my channel because copyright stuff.
Well, Michael, it's a copyright. We
know, but
can't get mad at them.
Cool though, it was so cool.
Was it? Did they want to be associated with a giant shark eating people? I don't think so.
Darling, it's better here where it's wetter. Take it from me.
So he sings it.
Says Mike has a lot of similarities to Travolta in Swordfish. Bitcoin hacker, long hair.
I have no idea what that means, but
You heard about his wife, right, Kelly? Kelly.
What happened?
Oh, she passed away last week.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
No way. That's terrible news.
I always thought that was like, what a waste of a beautiful, talented actress. She was hardly in anything. She should have been an A-lister.
Oh, that's sad. I didn't know about that. That's unfortunate.
She could have been a contender, Elliot.
Well, Travolta.
Yeah.
Maybe
instead she was Travolta's beard.
That's crazy, man.
It's like Phoebe Cates. I don't want to say. I mean, she gave up acting to be a mother. I think that's noble and awesome and everything. But it's funny when people just like disappear, nope out. Like no,
like that.
Choice. I don't.
Well, it actually happens quite frequently, right?
Yeah, especially with women.
Jessica Alba took a break for a while too for that.
Is she back?
I don't know. I saw something the other day. I don't know. I suspect she isn't, but maybe this movie I saw was older, but or I didn't see it, but it was advertised on Amazon. So I was like, oh, I had the same thought. Is she back? But I don't care enough to find out.
She's back.
She is beautiful though. I didn't like her as Invisible Woman.
No,
she was a bad Invisible Woman.
That was not good casting.
Those contacts. I remember I was at a Sam's Club, and this is when they first were advertising and showing off the recent technology called Blu-ray, and they showed the special edition stuff for Fantastic Four to the Rise of the Silver Surfer, which, by the way, I like the Silver Surfer in that movie.
It's so high definition, you can tell how really bad these contacts look.
It was bad. It was bad. And I remember thinking, oh, and you can see the makeup on her face.
Yes.
And all of her acne and everything. I was like, oh, that's not flattering at all. How is this be good for any of these people?
Right.
But
yeah, when high def TVs came out and I started like just seeing the pores on people's faces, I was like, I don't like this.
yeah. There's also that weird setting that if you put it on, I forget what it's called,
Yeah.
that it makes everything look like a soap opera.
Yeah, I hate that. What the heck?
And then people are like, oh, this is great. I'm like, no, it's not. It's bad. You know why, too? Because it's freaky to me because when I was a kid, one of the things I didn't like about Doctor Who was that it was on a TV set. And it was horrifying to me. And that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time with a lot of British television because everything is on TV sets. There wasn't any, like, remember Knight Rider looked different. You know, it had an A-Team look different. Doctor Who and Dark Shadows was filmed on that weird, hated that look. Now, in retrospect, I appreciate it more now, but back then it was gross. It just felt artificial. The same reason why, like in the mornings, I hate waking up and turning on lights in the house. I prefer there to be just nice, like sunlight. I don't like that artificial light. Anyway, that setting on those televisions, it was terrible, and Jessica Alba did not look good. Poor Jessica.
Yeah, I hate it when you have a TV and you can't figure out how to turn off that setting.
Yeah.
Like, who did this?
Now it looks good on stuff like my buddy put on Toy Story 3 or 4, and it makes the CG stuff look really cool. It's another look for that, but it's not a good look for live action.
Right.
All right, let's see what I got here, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see this. My whole screen is whited out.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know why.
Contrast.
Let me turn this light on. It might actually fix my balance. Otherwise, I have to turn on my camera setting thing, and it might.
A piece of white paper next to the white.
Well, is that why when I just blow it up, you can see it better? There you go.
Oh, that's cool, man. That reminds me of my friend Nia's style. He did these what are they called? Sumo trading cards. It just kind of reminds me. Nice.
All right, so I'm going to tighten up this drawing here. So I'll do his pants here too.
Backhand the fist and make his foreground hand the open one.
Yeah.
And you could do something funky with his big old knobby fingers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. No.
Right. I'll buy that for $1.
It's just a thought.
I'll buy that for $1.
Will you now?
Well, I'm not going to pay for this.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again soon. All right. Let's.
So if we sing Under the Sea, you think Disney's going to come after us?
I don't know the words of the song, so I was going to embarrass everyone around this. But it's up to you.
It's better here where it's wetter. Take it from me. By the way, that movie, 1989.
Really?
Yeah.
The 80s.
Star Trek Undiscovered Country, 1989. Jungle Fever, 1989. Batman, 1989. Punisher, 1989.
Huh. That makes a lot of sense. I remember that now.
Quicksilver. Remember Quicksilver? Harry Met Sally. This is 1989, guys.
Really? When Harry Met Sally was 89 also?
89, yep.
Oh, good year.
Yep.
It was a very good year.
A very good year. Let's see what else came out in 1989 that I can remember. Was Forrest Gump?
That had to be early 1991, I think. Had to be, right? Yeah, it had to be.
Was it?
Or later than that. Because I remember it was very popular when I was working at my day job.
My Alibi.
Oh, which was that?
1989.
Which?
That was Tom Selleck and Paria. What's her name? Paria. It's not Paria. Poroscova, the model.
No idea.
What was her first name? Poroscova. Something Poroscova. Undiscovered Country 91. Final Frontier was 89. Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Final Frontier. Sorry. My bad. Okay, Mike. Sumo trading cards. I'm game. Poroscova. Polina Poroscova. Yeah.
When was Look Who's Talking?
Look Who's Talking.
That was when the baby.
Yeah, I know what it was.
Travolta. That's what you made me think about when you said the name. What about did you hear about that recently? There's been I guess ABC produced by Kimmel. They've been doing All in the Family with Woody Harrelson as
yes
bunker.
Yeah, I saw it. It was great.
Is it over?
I thought they only just did the one. No.
Oh, I don't know. I heard they were doing that, and Jamie Foxx played George Jefferson.
Yeah.
I need to see that.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. They use all the original screenplay.
Huh. Those were the days. Oh gosh, I did not like television back then.
Days.
Those shows seemed old when they came out.
Yep.
There was something about that and Barney Miller and all those shows. They were just odd.
I loved Barney Miller.
I never got it because I was too young to appreciate that humor. But I just didn't. It just seemed old.
You hate my eraser.
Part of it too is because all of those shows took place in New York, right? And New York was I'm trying to find a word that won't offend your audience. It was a crap hole.
I like offending my audience, obviously.
It's kind of the way it is now, actually. It looks like the Joker movie.
Yeah.
The Joker movie looked like my neighborhood growing up. And so I feel bad for you guys that live in New York. Sorry.
WKRP, that's another great one. 1989 UHF. Gosh, I forgot that one. I mean, I forgot it was 89.
Who is? UHF? Didn't see it.
You haven't seen UHF?
No. I've heard you talk about it before, but
what the heck?
Whenever you mention it, I always think of
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Sure. I thought I was a jerkmonger, dang it.
UHF.
Every time you mention it, I always think of Radiohead or
Eraserhead.
No. It was radio something. It was about these guys that took over a radio station.
Oh, took over a movie or TV show?
Oh, I know you're talking about.
A movie.
With the,
Radio something or other. I don't remember.
Go see UHF.
What's his name from? Oh, what's it called? I don't remember his name. The actor. He was in The Mummy.
Is he talking to us?
Yeah. He's mumbling at us.
Oh, Rodimus Flash, Airheads. That's what it was.
Airheads. Right.
So I always think of that when you mention UHF, which I didn't see that either. I didn't see that. I didn't see other ones that remind me of those same movies are when Chasing Amy. Never saw that. Never saw any of that garbage. That was that 90s trash. Wasn't it?
Hello and welcome to Town Talk. I'm George Newman, and today our special guest is local high school shop teacher Joe Early.
Is that Weird Al Yankovic?
Thank
Yeah.
you, homeboy.
Well, I see you've brought some equipment with you today. Would you mind giving us a little demonstration?
Not at all. There's only a few simple principles you must bear in mind before attempting to operate a sophisticated piece of machinery like this
Table saw.
This is gonna go well.
Lots of times when my students don't believe this. Oh, will you look at that? Oh, just call me Mr. Butterfingers.
Okay.
I think it's on the floor somewhere. Oh, is my face red?
That whole movie is just pure comedy gold, dude. I cannot believe you haven't seen that.
Never did. Never did.
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, let's click to subscribe.
Oh, it was a Weird Al movie altogether?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let's see. Trying to think of the best scenes. He does a bunch of these just funny little clips, so it's like
next week on U62. He's back. And this time, he's mad. Gandhi 2. No more Mr. Passive Resistance.
Pretty good.
He's out to kick some butt. This is one bad mother you don't want to mess with.
Don't move, slime ball.
He's a one-man wrecking crew. But he also knows how to party.
Give me a stick, medium rare.
There is only one law. His law. Gandhi 2.
Wow. Wow.
Like Conan the Barbarian.
Oh my goodness.
Conan the Librarian. You want to see that?
You know, hey, it's your channel.
Oh, that do it decimal system. I know.
Oh, a lot of those jokes I kind of remember from like cartoons. They were lampooning this stuff. Huh.
Yeah.
Like Freakazoids and stuff like that.
Oh,
Right.
funny scenes. UHF funny scene. Billy Ray Trojan says Blacklist Universe want to let you know Sots showed up Wednesday. Haven't had time to read it yet. Books are in good shape though, so thanks. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for your support and your patronage. Tremendous ensemble cast indeed. Spatula City. Oh, Spatula City is great, but I don't know where it is. Hold on. What's this?
George. Hey, George.
I finished polishing all the doorknobs.
Is there anything else you want me to do?
No, Stanley, that's okay. It's getting pretty late. Why don't you call it a night?
Do I have to?
Yeah. Go on. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay. I'll see you. George, you know, I was wondering, like if you were traveling through outer space, I mean, like you're going real fast, like the speed of light, you know, and all of a sudden you started screaming, ah, ah! You think that your brain would blow up?
Guys, I'm trying to work. Do you mind?
Oh, I don't mind. Go right ahead. Do you mind, George?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, Mike Richardson is the freaking funniest guy, and that was before Seinfeld.
Right.
Oh man. My mom. Hold on. I'm trying to work, not just watch all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron. Oh, okay. We'll do Conan the Librarian then.
Never before in the history of motion pictures has there been a screen presence so commanding, so powerful, so deadly. He's Conan the Librarian.
Can you tell me where I can find a book on astronomy?
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Conan the Librarian.
I'm sorry. These books are a little overdue.
Conan the Librarian. Tonight, only on U62.
What were these? Is this part of the story or?
Okay, so the main character George, he how does he end up with the
uncle.
Yeah, his uncle like gives him this UHF station that he won like in a poker game or something that was like going out of, it's like nobody watches UHF, right? And he gets there and there's just this really weird like science dude who's running the place, and he tries to make a go of it, just creating programming and whatnot, and it's all just really going really badly. And then Stanley, the janitor, he kind of gives up. George kind of gives up, walks out, and then Stanley, he tells Stanley to do whatever he wants. He walks in and he starts just doing all this really weird, wacky stuff, and the ratings just go through the roof. So then they start doing all this just totally bizarre programming, and part of the show is just the movie is just like they make these weird commercials for the show, the programming that's on the thing. You gotta see it, dude. It's hard to explain the whole
Yeah,
thing.
no, that's cool. That's an interesting premise.
Yeah, and then the local local VHF affiliate is like threatened. He's like the Mr. Potter, right, of George's It's a Wonderful Life here.
Yeah.
And, so he tries to do everything in his power to destroy the UHF station.
Oh gosh. All right. That sounds interesting.
It's worth watching several times. I don't know how many times.
Sounds like you have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I take you at your word. I'll give it a spin.
It's a whole movie. George's uncle wins a station in a big game of poker. Yep. Which is funny because that's like real life. My wife's uncle, or was it her grandfather? One of them won a hotel in a game of poker.
What?
Yeah, a Florida hotel.
What did they do with it?
I don't really remember.
Oh, hopefully they ran it or something.
I'm sure I ever knew. Hello.
How do you get that angry or that situation in the middle of a game like that, and you just say, I'm gonna bet my hotel. I don't believe that.
Well, you have to think you have a winning hand, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Isaac.
Come here.
No, that's real life. That's what happened to either your great uncle or your great grandfather. Ask mommy.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Wow, that's a good impression. Eat it. Or eat it. Eat it. She didn't get it.
Caramel? No, caramel's not a good road trip snack. Because I don't want caramel in the car.
That's very true. That's very, very true. No caramel in the car, please.
She's talking about caramel, not caramel. I don't know where you're from.
Like Mount Carmel?
Yeah, there you go.
It's very biblical.
Yeah, Fran Drescha's in it too. Fran Drescha.
Oh, really? Is that where she got her start too?
I don't know if it's where she got her start, but there's,
A lot of these people, that's what's interesting. A lot of people start off in stand-up comedy and end up in shows like this. I'm Michael, I'm not saying you're that funny, but you ever think about becoming a comedian?
No.
Because you're not that funny. But if you were,
wah, 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 wah.
Right.
Roasted. I'm funny on paper.
You are. You're hilarious on paper. It's just when it comes out.
Yeah.
Not so much. I'm playing.
Yeah. We've got that chemistry.
I'm ribbing. I'm what they call ribbing you.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's going ribbit. Huh? Hey, what's up?
You put some like chemistry joke in there talking about like.
By the way, speaking of chemistry, did you happen to catch Cobra Commander this week on Paranormals?
Not yet.
Oh, it's delightful.
Is it? I thought we couldn't hear it.
Huh?
I thought you said you couldn't. Oh, that's not you. That's the other guy.
There's something wrong. Like I said, I think what happened was my camera, my setup defaulted to some of my camera microphones. I think that's why I haven't been able to hear me very well. I heard it today. I was playing it for Andy, and I was like, oh, that's what everybody's been talking about in the chat, that they can't really hear us or hear me. They hear him fine, and he hears me fine, but it's the chat, the people watching.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna try to fix that this week. We'll run a test. But he's actually took the COVID Commander stuff and separated out, so you can watch just those if you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool. No, I want to sit down and watch the whole thing. I was on I was on Deadwood Dale and with.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Hey, you know what? You could play that now, couldn't you?
COVID Commander.
We're not going to complain if you put it on.
Copyright straight.
Will you, even with us?
No.
That's only if they file.
The only one's going to copyright strike you is me or Brian. That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. That's just terrible.
Brian, Shahir.
Brian's doing such a great job with that, man. He's killer with putting everything together. But the voice is actually Felix, one of my best friends, and we've been doing this for years. Oh yeah, Destra. It's sorry, not Destra, Metal Face.
Which one should I do first? The first one?
Have you seen them at all?
Yeah, I saw the first one, but for the fans.
I'll start with the first one then.
Attention, citizens of the world. This is the COVID Commander. For far too long, we have engaged in a cold war with the Paranormal Institute, but that ends today. Over the years, we have launched a series of covert operations aimed to destabilize the Earth government. Although I'm ashamed to say COVIDs 1 through 18 were less than successful, COVID-19 has brought you to your knees. By any measure, your society is feeling the effects of COVID. Autonomous zones set up in your major cities, brainwashed minions pulling down statues of your heroes. Why, we even got Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League to be released. And it's only going to get worse for you. Unless the Paranormal Institute agrees to surrender their forces in 1 week, we will launch our greatest offensive of all. COVID scientists have recently found a way to penetrate what you call the ether. We will be able to collect samples of this ether and manipulate it to do our bidding. Our Ethernet device will then be launched at your capital of Washington. Unless you agree to our terms, you have 1 week to surrender your forces or face our wrath. Oh, and in case you don't take our threat seriously, perhaps Agent Fernandez should pay a call to his Theo Julio. I understand he hasn't been seen much lately. Surrender to the forces of COVID or become our slaves. You have 1 week to comply. COVID!
That's a dangerous fellow right there.
Whoa. Why is it going to some other thing instead of the next one on the playlist?
I don't know.
Citizens of the world, this is the COVID... Why can't I see myself?
What do you mean?
Why can't I see myself? The thing's doing the blinky thing and it's a blank screen.
What video channel are you on?
It says 3. No, 2.
1 is Blu-ray, 2 is Amazon Prime, and 3 is your camera thing. Switch to 3.
Hold on.
I like how the background matches my background.
It's working now.
Yeah.
Excellent, my dear Cobra Commander. Proceed with your inane demands.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Metalface. Greetings, citizens of the world. This is the COVID Commander. There's been some fake news out there that your agent Theo Julio escaped from COVID Island. With the aid of the Duchess, no less. But I can tell you that those rumors are completely false. He's right here. Hola, mi amigo. Yo soy Tío Julio. And COVID is no good.
Good grief.
Excellent. Return him to his cell. So as you can see, he's still safely in our custody. Now, on to our list of demands. We demand the immediate release from federal custody of our fellow revolutionaries, Skuldor of planet Forevia, and my dear friend Megalotron. Both of these patriots have been held without trial by your Michael York and Paranormal Institute, but this will end today.
Michael Caine, my dear COVID Commander.
It doesn't matter. In addition, we demand that the McRib be available year-round. There's no reason for it to be a limited-time offer. It's just a sandwich. We would also demand to see the return of Battle of the Network Stars. And on a personal note, I would like to meet Lisa Welchel from television's Facts of Life.
Is this really what we're doing?
Yes, I will make Blair my COVID Empress.
Perhaps you should proceed with your final remarks, Commander.
Yes, Metalface, I'm getting to it. Now, to prove we mean business, we will now turn our Ethernet device on your capital of Washington.
Excuse me again, my dear Cobra Commander. The device does not have an effective range to reach Washington, D.C.
What? What?
You could hit Mobile, Alabama, or Louisville, Kentucky.
But that's not very impressive. Why didn't you tell me about this?
You were made aware of this before, Commander. The device requires 3 catalytic elements in order to function. Chuck Norris's tears, Crystal Pepsi, and a bowl of Mr. T cereal.
That's the stupidest. Why do you keep building things that... Put it back. Very well. We're gonna need to regroup on this and come back soon. But know this, Michael York. You and your Paranormal Society's days are numbered. COVID! Citizens of the world, this is the COVID Commander. Little update this week that certainly some of you must have seen our...
So you've been doing this for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was only 2.
Recent attack as we attempt to inch ever closer to your Earth capital of Washington, D.C.
Earth capital.
I know.
Came up a little short. Certainly some of you would have witnessed Monday as the Ethernet device was turned on your city of Tallulah Falls, Georgia, as we attempted to kidnap the population and send it to the ether. Didn't quite get there, though. We were able to hit 22nd Avenue and Main Street, the Starbucks, and all of the coffee cups were sent into the nebulous abyss that is the ether. No one got coffee that day. None of them. And
perhaps we should get back to what the reason we're all here, my dear COVID Commander.
Yes, Metalface. I know why we're all here. We're making strides, though. We're getting ever closer. You should be in terrible fear that our Ethernet device could get you next.
And it will once we acquire more of the catalytic elements that power it.
Yes. Metal Face's overly elaborate doomsday device is well underway to becoming a global threat. And speaking of catalytic elements, the COVID ninja, Storm Shelter, has recently engaged Chuck Norris's forces on the karate coast of Kung Fu Island. Michael York won't save you this time, Chuck Norris. We'll soon have you and your tears in our grasp. And speaking of COVID agents, I'm still quite peeved by the persistent rumors. Despite my efforts last week to clear this up, I continue to hear on the interweb that the COVID agent Duchess was somehow seduced by Uncle Julio, allowing him to escape from the bowels of COVID Island. Nothing could be further from the truth! And to prove this, here's the Duchess herself explaining her recent activities.
I am not doing this.
I said, here's the Duchess herself explaining her recent activities.
So embarrassing. Yes, this is the Duchess, and I'm still very much loyal to COVID, and I'm good agent, and I'm not certainly helping Uncle Julio escape from COVID Island. I most certainly was not seduced and gave my pass key to him and let him steal my helicopter and escape to my native home of Romania.
What the hell is that? Were you Count Chocula?
I told you I didn't want to do this. This is so stupid. No one's going to believe it anyway. Get back on.
Thank you, Duchess, for your continued service to COVID. We're all very proud. So as you can see, everything's fine here on COVID Island. No need for alarm, and this should finally put these nasty rumors to bed. So to all you paranormals and your gullible followers, remember this. We are coming for you, and there's no vaccine for fear. COVID!
I like that.
There's no vaccine for fear.
Jeremiah Jones wants to know who the voices are.
Actually, my buddy Felix, one of my best friends, he's the voice of both those characters. He's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Oh, that third one was freaking killing me.
Yeah. We've been doing what we've been doing has been writing notes. It's turning into like a writing room thing. We get together and we start writing notes about what this is. What's the plan? We're trying to do it further out, and I'm giving a lot of background. This is going to be all in the behind the scenes Blu-ray. But we started talking, and so then I'm writing the script with him, and then direct him here and there, and I've been doing the audio editing for that. Yeah.
Nice. That's good, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
It's just that we've been working on stuff like this for years, me and Felix, and originally, you might appreciate this. I guess I could share with your crowd. Originally, we had an idea years ago, and we just didn't understand how we didn't have any access to this kind of technology back then.
Mm-hmm.
When Obama was president, we were going to do something called Cobra TV, and it was Cobra Commander had been hired by President Obama to be the he was his PR guy, and so every time Obama, we played him straight. Like he was like, well, we're just trying to do things, and then he would come in and we're going to destroy everything. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And it was this fun thing, but just mocking. It was supposed to be a parody of the administration. So we weren't that smart for that stuff. We're like, come on, man. But when we were talking about, when Brian and I were talking about what can we do for this next thing, we were like, let's start it up again, since we're kind of we kind of have a decent handle of what we're kind of expecting from this whole mess. And we're like, how can we update it? And I said, man, we need a villain. And I just had the thought. I said, man, what if it was? And I just heard it in my head, COVID Commander, and forget it. And it was game over.
That's gold, man. That's gold.
So now we're just kind of pushing it along, and Felix is a very funny guy, but he's one of the things that we're trying to do is also make sure that it stays within the context of the paranormal stuff. So it's the show. But then recently, I did a bit. I've been channeling, because I'm a medium. I've been channeling the ghost of Orson Welles, drunk Orson Welles, and he's been reading some of the articles that we read. That was hilarious.
I gotta catch all of those. Gotta catch up, man.
We're trying to keep it, we're trying to get it down to a decent time, because there's this whole thing about it's an hour long now. Before it used to be longer because we were doing all the other stuff too, but that's not healthy for this platform, right? So we're like, let's keep it tight. It's also good for our schedules. And but I kind of want to even shrink it a little bit more. So we're still updating some stuff.
Well, if you're doing little segments, you can totally just cut each segment and just upload those as their own videos.
Yeah, but even just the time it takes to pull that off, and some of it is we're still working on our efficiency on how to run that thing. It was meant to be like just a goof, during all the craziness that was happening a couple of years ago and stuff. Trying to keep everything lighthearted and stuff, and it's just it has a decent little cult following that we have now with the group, so it's fun.
No, I remember when it all started.
You were all part of it. You were the one that named it. You named us.
It's true.
You're one of the producers. You're like an executive producer now.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
that in my resume.
We actually kind of want to. So this is kind of consistent with some of the stuff we've talked about. I want to build it up more, so it can actually become an opportunity to advertise and stuff like that. Because I don't know a lot of people are doing this kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too excited for it, but
Hank, ready to ink?
Huh?
What do you think? Ready to ink?
Oh yeah, looks tight. Looks good.
Is it? Can you even see it on the TV?
Yeah, I see. I don't know if I don't see it. I haven't looked at YouTube, but I see it on the stream. Well, yeah, I see it. It's pretty clear. It's pretty.
All right.
Looks good, man.
Thank you. This is starting to sound like a UHF program.
Oh, we've got more planned, by the way. Oh, we got some more planned. I gotta tell you about it later. Can't wait.
Yes.
Yes, my dear Cobra Commander.
Yes, my Cobra Commander. What I think about, because I'm drawing teeth right now. See, look, I kept going with the pencil.
You ever do pencils to color?
Pencils to color? No.
That's when you don't ink it at all. You just let it be represented as pencils. Just dark.
No.
Your stuff is so tight that you almost can get away with it.
I don't know about that.
It's not my favorite. It doesn't look always as good. You have to be good at pulling out the contrast in the image ultimately, but
yeah. I hated it when they started doing that with Joe Mad.
Yeah, I liked it a little bit, but I don't know. It gives us interesting soft feel.
Great inker.
Huh?
It's the same thing with Campbell. It's like he had this freaking phenomenal inker, and I know that Alex probably didn't want to stick around being an inker for the rest of his life, but I don't know, man. It was just so beautiful with that partnership. It's the same thing with John Byrne. Even when he starts inking himself, it's like, man, just get Terry Austin back on you.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think Byrne really will improve that way now? I feel like his work is, well, maybe. because it almost seems like he's too loose now, even for that.
Because he still, I think, draws the way he or inks the way he pencils. He's still using shorthand in his inks, and it's like, no, you use the shorthand for your inker, because your inker understands the shorthand and then can do, all the good, clean line work and whatnot. But when you're just drawing, he's just basically penciling it in ink, but not in the way that most people think of it. Like,
I see what you're saying. So that's why he's sloppy a little bit.
Yeah.
Or at least it seems sloppy. That's not fair to him. He's still great, but just not as wonderful as it used to be.
Yeah. I dude, one of these days I'm gonna ink one of those pages on his website.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I like to see that. But you're gonna take it too far. You're gonna make it all super, super hatchy.
So
that's like it reminds me of who's this? My other favorite guy from that time, Kevin Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he inks over anybody, it's like, why isn't Kevin just penciling this himself?
Right. If you're just gonna make it look like you.
I wonder if that's part of the deal. I mean, that they fight them.
I was an inker for years, so it's like I don't have to make everything look like me.
Well, that's the trick, right? That's really the expertise of an artist, is to be especially an inker, is to know how to handle someone else's work that way. That's what I loved about McLeod. He's really got a good look, but he's very talented, man. Have you ever seen his Facebook? He published it as a book too. He says when it was a gallery on his Facebook that says when inkers made a difference or something like that.
What? Who are you talking about?
Bob McLeod. McLeod.
Why do I know that name?
Oh my gosh, he used to ink over John Buscema. He did a lot of the Conan stuff. He was the one that drew the original New Mutant stuff.
Oh. Actually,
I think Claremont did, not Claremont. Cockrum, is that right? No, yeah,
it's MCLOED.
Yes,
right. I recognize his signature.
Or LEOD. LEOD is what it is.
EOD.
Yeah, and so he has a great gallery in his Facebook of him working over John Buscema and it's the reason why, looking back, I understand why Buscema was so cranky about his inkers, because he was all about making this as lucrative as possible. He wasn't an artist, even though he was fantastic.
Right.
So he was trying to make this lucrative, and so he had developed a nice style, and it was supposed to work well. And if he could get a good inker to ink over him and keep the balance of his work still intact, that's what he was shooting for. That's why I think he wasn't a big fan of Desoniga, right? Is that what it was? One of those guys. He never always met. He hardly. I think the rumor is that he did mention their names from time to time, but it just. I remember him not being that great on. I like his work on his. The one I hated was. I hate's a strong word. I did not like. What's his name? He was Filipino on his Conan work. Eric Chan. Was he Filipino? I think he was Filipino.
I don't know.
I didn't like Eric Chan on his work. I thought he made his stuff look a little grotesque. He made Conan look grotesque to me. But McLeod did a good job on him, and my favorite inker on him is Tom Palmer. That's my favorite. I love Tom Palmer on him, because he put his mark on it, no pun intended, but it also still felt like John's work, so it was tight. Anyway, McLeod shows that really well in that gallery. You can see like super loose pencils that John Buscema would do, and he would and that was what the difference was between a finisher and an embellisher.
Mm-hmm.
And that eluded me for a long time, but that gallery really cemented it for me. I was like, oh, that makes the most sense. Yeah, sure.
Where's my paper towel?
And then waxing. What's the term?
Rhapsodic.
Is that what it is?
Waxing rhapsodic.
On inking.
Mm-hmm.
I love inking. I love
It's therapeutic.
It is.
Where's my glasses? Ooh. Yokon. All right, I'm gonna just take. Oh, this is your Yokon? Here's the last one. I only have two.
Waxing poetic. Thank you, Jiminy. That's what I was thinking of.
I think waxing rhapsodic is more.
It sounds more academic. I admit. But that was what I was thinking of. But yeah, it's what makes comics to me. You know,
Our glasses.
Well, the artwork at least. Stories are cool, but I'm really more of an art guy.
Ooh, all right. Let's see what I can do with this new brush. It's a new Pentel. Need a piece of pepper. Pepper chipper chicken.
James A. Hayes asks a good question, Mike. Considering how many artists do their own inking now, is there a future for inkers in the industry?
Uh-huh.
I think there is. I think especially in
look, it's a totally different skill set, and a lot like we're saying about, you know, certain pencilers who, yeah, they're fantastic pencilers, but they can't ink. And if you want the best end product, you know, and you can't ink, I think inkers are often unsung heroes.
Yeah. No, that said, John Buscema was fantastic on his own stuff. He's the best inker on his own work.
Oh, yeah.
He did several things, but see, the reason why was he was an accomplished illustrator, so he wasn't just a penciler. He actually came out of advertising, so he could handle a brush really well. If you look at his work on Thor Annual, it wasn't #1, but it was one of the I want to say 17, but I can't recall. That was gorgeous stuff. Him against Mephisto, beautiful stuff. His Conan, the stuff he did for the movies, Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer, beautiful stuff. But you got, but the problem was it doubles the time, right? So that was what made the process so special in comics, in American comics. You had that conveyor belt system.
Yep. Yeah, they don't do that in other countries.
No. And arguably some of the art is not as nice to me. Like in some of the manga that I appreciate, the inking, it's weird because they have the only conveyor belt they have is they have some people that do the backgrounds, which I appreciate. I would love to have someone do that for me. But backgrounds or other special things that they're good at, but it makes the art look a little disjointed sometimes. That's why I like Naoki Urasawa, his stuff on Monster. You ever read Monster?
No.
His stuff is really, really nice. And the reason why is because he has a very he's almost got a newspaper comic strip approach with the G pen. Really, really good stuff.
No focus. No focus. Focus. This is with the magic of the $6 Pentel disposable brush. Oh, I forgot. I bought some brushes. I haven't tried them yet. Yeah, I went to... I couldn't remember the name of the synthetic that Steve Rude suggested to me. So I just I went and I bought some different synthetics. Man, synthetics aren't as cheap as you'd think.
No. Which one did you get?
I mean, they're less than half the price of a real sable, but I got a Princeton Select, Princeton Heritage, and Princeton Aqua Elite. So they're all Princetons, but
I got an Aqua also. Very good.
Is it? All right, I will try that one first. It's a large. It's a size 6.
Yeah, I got a size 3.
Okay. Well, you know what? First, let me.
The Blick ones are nice too, though. They're master stuff.
Are they?
Yeah, I got this one here. This is my number 8 Blick round. I love this brush. Love this brush. It doesn't snap back as well though.
Oh really?
It's still good. It's still really nice. It has obviously it holds a lot of ink.
Yeah.
But it's a very nice. It's sable hair. But the synthetic.
Oh, that's legit sable, or is it?
It's actually sable, yeah, and it's pretty inexpensive. But the girl's like, "Well, you won't kill animals." Like, yeah, I guess you're right. Is it cheaper? Okay, I'll take it. I don't care about the squirrels.
I don't care about killing animals. It's for art, man.
Well, they're not actually killing them. They come off of dead animals, but I think Winsor Newton used to do that. It does that way. But yeah, I heard that Winsor Newton.
They made those illegal.
What's that?
They made the Kolinsky sables endangered or some crap.
Oh, that may be why then.
I mean, come on. How many brushes are we making out of these things?
Well,
And can't you just breed them? Come on.
Put them in farms.
Right?
Make them unhappy.
You can breed makes. If you can breed a make, you can breed a sable.
Yeah, there's probably not enough people buying them anyway for that.
Brush. I mean, a quill.
Huh?
I said, I am not doing this with a quill. What I was doing. The hair.
What you were doing was good, though, with the other brush.
Yeah. I'm just going to...
Chia. Is that what you're doing?
And let me try out this brush. Never tried it before.
The Aqua Elite's pretty good.
That's the one I'm checking. That's a good question, though, James Hayes.
What's that?
No, what he asked.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's get a little brush tip here. See how this does. Ugh. It's not even giving me. Oh, it's not even leading. There we go.
How did you load it? Did you wet it up at all?
Yeah.
Water?
Yep.
You really have to. Did you know they put starches on that when they package them?
You saying I have to wash it first?
At least in water, yeah.
I already rinsed it in water.
I mean, it's good. I guess.
You say it's good, but it's not giving me a... It's not tipping in, boy. It's not tipping in, mate.
Mobile. I hope that's
why? They made the... I hate it when they do that. They made the lead... Fuck, it's not working. They made the lead bristle too long.
Oh yeah, that happens on some of my Pentel pocket pens.
All right,
sometimes.
Back to the $6 pen. That was a waste of $18.
You can just send it to me. I'll take it. You probably just need to
train it
with wash it pretty well.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure it'll come to life again.
People in the chat are like, what the hell are they talking about?
Art tools, baby. Art tools. Probably the most boring stuff to the average person. The average normie.
We are artists.
We're all nerds.
We're not artistes. Don't give us that crap. But
speak for yourself, mister.
This is incredible. Mike always gives us such wonderful content. How can I show my gratitude? You could go back Magnificent 7 on Indiegogo or Kickstarter. At this point, I don't really care.
Okay. All right.
Do like doing hair.
Say what? You
I
like
like-
hair?
I like doing hair. Yeah.
That would be fun. I don't slow down enough with it though. I actually prefer like those techniques where you just kind of black out most of it. But I'm sure you don't approve. I'm sorry.
This is red hair. You can't black it out.
That's true. And you're stuck. You're stuck like a duck amok. Okay, I'm actually taking away lines from this because I'm like, maybe I went too
I'm
far.
sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you because Elijah's playing a guitar right behind me.
Guitar Hero? Woo! Does anybody play that anymore?
He's telling me to put headphones on. Elijah, you put headphones on. Well, then don't tell me to put headphones on. No, but stop playing freaking guitar behind me when I'm trying to have a conversation with my friend.
Mike called me his friend. Oh, yeah, I like that. That looks cool. All right, here we go. All right. Okay.
I heard there's a $200 tier on Kickstarter that gets you $200 worth of comic book content. Yeah, all signed too. All signed. It gives me a whole library from all the Lone Star books, the Monster Hunt book, all the covers for Maga 7, Meg, Six Gun Samurai, and Deal with the Devil. All signed. All signed. For only $200. And only on Kickstarter. You can't get all that stuff on the Indiegogo.
When did you do the Kickstarter?
It launched on Tuesday?
This week. Okay. I didn't know that.
I think it launched on Tuesday. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be shadow banned on Indiegogo, then why the hell wouldn't I go on Kickstarter?
Oh, how's the Kickstarter going there? Let me check it out.
I don't know if it's moved.
Where is my tab?
Fuzzy Creature says Elijah doesn't understand how microphones work.
Microphone check, microphone check. Come on, microphone check, microphone check. Come on.
Yeah, the Kickstarter hasn't moved in a day, but I've got 42 backers at $1,347 on there.
That's not bad.
No, for
Kickstarter,
essentially a non-effort. All the effort I did there was essentially putting it up there. So, and a lot of that stuff was just copy pasted from the other campaign. Except for my advertising on Facebook is going to that campaign, and it's not really effective. So I need to do something about the ad.
It's going to Kickstarter right now.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm a little surprised that it would. I'm not surprised, but I'm a little cynical too. That people on Kickstarter would dig it as much.
It's true. I can't see that all the freaking customers on Kickstarter are going to be left wingers, though.
No, and that's a good point. I'm I'm probably overgeneralizing, but why not? I like generalizing sometimes.
$2,000 worth. Hey, that's not worth $2,000. It doesn't cost $2,000. It's $200. If you think it's worth $2,000, then you're getting a heck of a deal. And feel free. That's a wonderful thing about Kickstarter is you can actually give me however much money you want. It allows you to. You can like say you're gonna back a $10 item, but give $200.
Oh, wow.
Someone did that. It's either
That's
kind of a
cool.
donation or it's like expectation that when it's time to check out, they want to pick whatever they want. Something like that. It is really a different kind of a thing than Indiegogo. Different setup. Have you thought about putting Doom Kicker on there?
I have. That's on my. I think it's on my to-do list right now.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think.
Yeah. I there was a reason in the beginning that I thought I had a conflict with it, and I wasn't sure what it was. I can't remember what it was now. But I think that's a bunch of bunk anyway. I think I'm going to do it. I just what I have to do though is I need to at least make a new cover for it.
Yeah.
So it can be an exclusive Kickstarter edition.
Just before you do, make sure you make a note on your campaign that refunds are closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know how some people are about that.
They get weird about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That seems silly, but okay.
Victor says, wait, what? You can give 200 and have that in reserve for whatever comes out. Yeah, basically. Basically, Victor.
Microphone check, microphone check. Come on.
That is kind of the thing about Kickstarter is when you pledge something, you're not even paying for it right then. And I don't think you're even completely committed to paying for it when the time comes.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy.
If you're doing it just on Kickstarter.
Yeah. Oh, could you imagine like the way like War Campaign and stuff was if we had done if Indiegogo was never a thing and it was all on Kickstarter and you would have people doing shady crap like saying they were going to back a project and then just not paying at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I wouldn't have wanted that. That would have been bad.
Right. Edenzel, I think you're giving them ideas.
Stop it. All right, let's see. This is looking okay, man. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep the cool side cool, hot side hot. I just need to push a little more head weight some of these lines here so it transitions well. Actually, I'm gonna some of this. Some of this. I think Victor's talking to you, buddy.
Ask Eden what tier I should back on Kickstarter.
The one that pays me money.
The $200.
She said the $200 one.
Oh,
Unless there's more.
yeah.
Unless there is a more expensive one, she said.
Oh, I forgot to cancel my
Hmm. Gosh, it just feels like it's getting dry. This brush. And again, this.
Still giving you trouble? Oh, is that the new one?
Yeah, it's the other one. It's the brush pen.
Yeah, I had a Pentel Pocket brush pen. No, it was not that. It was a regular Pentel pen, brush pen, the one with the gray barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I had that same problem, and I ended up having to find. I got some really nice scissors, and I cut some of that off. It was driving me crazy. Yeah, I couldn't take it. It was
that hairline.
Because it gives you a nice line sometimes when you want that super sharp line, but sometimes it would grab some of the junk from the pulp, and it was just made it very difficult to ink after all.
I hear you.
So yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, it's even got a word for Wendy. What's that from?
What happened?
Huh?
What'd you say?
It's even got a word for Wendy.
They should call Wanda.
Wasn't asking you, Eden. She got it though. The heck were you guys watching in there?
Huh?
What were you watching in there?
We didn't watch anything. Micah came in and was like, they have Age of Empires on Xbox. And it was that stupid. It was stupid.
I don't know what the hell you guys are saying.
You had to be there.
Kids sound pretty loud for a late night. It's only 1.
Yeah, it's late over here.
Oh, my hair hurts.
Oh, that means
Your hair hurts, boy. Boy, look at here.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Boy, look at here. All right, this is going to look nice and bold for your card, brother.
It's going to be who's what?
It's going to be nice and bold. That's what I like about the inks. Pop real nice on a small card.
Yeah, I think maybe every $5,000, I'll add another trading card.
Yeah.
Until I get to the full team. Probably shouldn't go much more than that. I really do hope I get to $50,000 so I can do the extra pages.
Oh, you added the tiers. Okay.
I didn't add it. That's just in my head.
Oh, okay.
I should probably. I don't know if it motivates. Do they actually motivate anybody to buy more stuff?
It's hard to say, man. You know, we had that conversation last time on your channel. Some people said that it doesn't matter to them. They don't care for all the freebies or whatever. But you know, this is all cool stuff. I mean, you get more published work. That's cool.
It just seems like it makes sense on Kickstarter where people can actually up their donations without buying anything. But I don't know if it makes sense on Indiegogo. But you know what? I mean, we're all different, so it's like what might work for
right.
What might not work for me, might work for the average person.
This is one thing I've learned working with Andy is that don't sell yourself short.
You call me short?
Nope. Don't sell yourself short. Sell yourself at your actual height.
Sell yourself at your actual height. Sell yourself at 5'7", boy.
It's like better eating.
Okay. That's looking pretty cool.
Don't go breaking my heart.
I need like a stick.
Are you guys going back to school? Your kids?
No, they all dropped out.
Oh. COVID hit you guys hard.
Yeah, they're all homeschooled.
Oh, that's true.
Eden wasn't, but she's not. She's not in school anymore, so she's got one class left.
When does school start up again for her?
When does school start? I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
I was at the supermarket. I just bought some school supplies for not for my kids, for me. I was like, I need some good what do you call them? No, folders. There were a couple of folders I needed for, like, when you, those ones with the little, what the hell?
I need some peaches.
I forget what I was going to get. I got some couple. I really like keeping on hand some good composition books, notebooks, the cow books.
It just gave me an idea.
What?
What if we designed, like, as a stretch goal for something sometime? I don't know what, but like using our characters and just totally remaking the Peachy, but with our characters.
What's the Peachy?
Peachy folders. You remember Peachy folders?
No.
Oh, there were the little the stiff cardboard folders with the pockets in them that you would put your papers and stuff.
Okay.
When they had like drawings of sports figures on them.
Sure. Yeah.
Peaches.
Well, yeah. Sure.
Total 80s kitsch stuff.
Actually, that's not a bad idea at all, especially if your stuff is coming on around back to school time. That's a good idea for that.
Right. Do kids still use those?
I don't know, but I like stationary stuff. I like stuff like that. I like personally. This is what I got. I got one of these. They would buy one get one free, and I think I spent $1 on these.
The plastic ones.
Yeah, but this is just every once in a while I have stuff I need to keep in order like this.
Mm-hmm.
A couple, but yeah, something like that. If you create something, not stationary, but you know what I mean. I just like office supplies on hand for certain things. I bought highlighters too, but you know what? Oh man, this is more of like a kids thing. If you had like a more of a junior type of product, you can do like your extra books could be things like Mad Libs and stuff like that. Since you mentioned that, something from that time period.
Mad Libs.
It would require a little more effort though
Yeah.
or crossword puzzles and stuff like that, like activity books. That's what I mean.
Who the hell's texting me at this time of night? How dare you text me at this time of night? You're gonna wake my kids up. I'm just kidding. I know I am funny. Don't go breaking my heart. Do you know Ben Herrera?
Who?
Ben Herrera.
Yeah. Well, I don't know him personally, but I know him. I've met him a couple of times at cons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I have not. No, I have not. I know him from Facebook and online.
Okay.
We've exchanged friendly conversation on social media.
Well, he is the friendly type.
He's the what?
The friendly type.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
No, he messaged me today, so it just came to mind.
Is he still here?
Yeah, he's still here.
How come we haven't seen him?
Because he doesn't have a car and he's in LA. Ben lives in Europe now. He married a Macedonian.
Well, hell.
But he's kind of stuck here because of COVID.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
What?
She said we should stop by and see him on our way to camping. Except that, knowing Ben, you know how that is. That would take a whole day to stop and see him.
Set a time limit.
Yeah, we can come up for lunch, Ben. That's it. We're driving up north for camping.
Maybe on our way back then.
Maybe on our way back.
Tell him I said hi.
I shall.
Some jerkmonger say he probably doesn't mean better as jerkmonger.
Eh.
You could visit Elliot too on our way back.
Yeah, we'll swing by Florida.
It's a long drive. Where you guys going to camp?
I don't want to say.
Oh, forget it. No. Sorry.
We're
Antarctica.
going camping in Canada.
Canada.
In Canada? What?
Trees, right?
Well, it is up north, so hey, that'd fit what I said. We're not going to Canada.
Okay. I'm doing something cool here, Mike. I think it's looking cool.
Nice. Me too. I'm trying to do cool stuff. Look at the hair. Look at the hairs.
Oh, I like them hairs. I like them hers.
The hairs. Did you ever talk to Tenaple? You going to miss him or are you going to be back? So he gets here, I think, tomorrow. But we're leaving on and we're not gonna have time to see him before we leave, but he'll be here. He'll be here when we get back. So we'll figure. Yeah, he's because he comes out every year for con, but this year there's no con, so he's just gonna. I could finish the sentence you asked me.
I deducted the rest of the sentence.
Yeah.
Isn't it a good thing? It ended up being a good thing that you didn't get your booth because, like, you wouldn't have been able to use it anyways.
Well, yeah, but they would have just given me my money back. But yeah, that's a good thing because they actually take the money in December. That's the worst thing about Comic-Con is like you're supposed to give them a check, like to get your booth.
Yeah.
So you're writing them this check for taking like $2,500 in July. They hold on to the check, and then they cash it when you have to buy Christmas presents. It's like,
oh,
thanks.
Well, kind of like we said earlier, if you run a business well, don't worry about that. I've never done it well.
Right.
I'm always in fear. I remember one time I backed something on Kickstarter because Kickstarter does that too, right? They take the money after it funds or whatever. And oh man, I totally forgot that. And I was like, what is this? And then I cursed myself on the day I was born, and then I kept moving.
Yep.
Why did I do it? You know, I'm grateful for you guys who are sharper than me out there in the crowd. Microphone check. Microphone check.
Wide World Sports. Nice hairs. Thank you, Jiminy Cricket. So yeah, I'll hook up with Doug while he's here. Maybe bring the wife, maybe bring the whole family. Who knows?
I want to see how tall he is.
You want to see how tall he is? He's like twice as tall as me.
Like most people.
He is quite large.
This girl has no room to talk.
Yeah, you're the shortest person in the house, man.
Jojo.
Jojo's taller than
Jiminy Cricket, are you working, man? Anybody else got any interesting artsy questions or whatever? You know how we roll here. We'll answer pretty much anything.
Only on Tuesdays. Only on Tuesdays. I'm just kidding.
Except the things we don't want to answer.
I did a live stream, and I think I annoyed this kid.
Hold on. Elijah, stop. I can't hear him. What?
I'm talking low. I did a stream on Instagram recently, and this guy says, I was doing a demo. Actually, it was happening yesterday. I did a demo of just how I was developing character concept. They were asking me the question, like, how do you get the art to look as well when it's inked as opposed to the energy? You know, he didn't say this, but he was basically asking, why does the art seem to look better when it's still sketched other than inked? And I said, well, that's because you might not have a good handle on inking if you ink it properly, or you use some nice. There's different techniques, whether you use it a brush or a pen or a nib, that'll make it have energies. A lot of people don't do it well, so it looks like garbage, but it's not really garbage. It's just underdeveloped in the inking stage. Anyway, I was doing this demo with the character that I was designing, like based after Nosferatu, and I said how I would handle this here. The guy says, I liked it better when the nose was the second version of the nose. And I went, you know what that's called? An opinion. I'm getting cranky, Michael.
You said it was called what?
An opinion.
Oh.
Yeah. And the guy,
well, you know, there's even a more practical there's a practical answer to why people like things in pencil, particularly when they're not tight pencils, right? Is because there is energy to them. It's practically movement.
Yeah.
Right? When you lay down a line and you delete all of the extraneous construction lines, you freeze that moment in time. And so it due to the lack of other lines, it really does lose energy because it's frozen into. It's like a snapshot with a perfectly what do you call it? Like, you know, the difference between a blurred motion snapshot of somebody, and you're like, wow, you could really see that they're moving really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can take a really fast shutter speed, high exposure snap, and it's like the beads of water are frozen in time.
Yeah.
Right. It loses that kinetic energy, even in a photograph that you could have in a drawing going from pencils to inks.
That's right, and that's what I mean. It's based on the skill and provide. When I ink, I try to use. I was trying to explain when I said this earlier. What I was saying is like the brush technique. There's a lot of times you can do it even with a dead line. You just have to do a couple of tricks to keep the art looking fresh. Toth did that, you know, or Toth. I call him Toth. Which is the right way to say it? Do you know?
I call him Toth too.
I said Toth, yeah. So anyway, he did that even with his deadline. It still looked. There was still life in the lines. A lot of it comes, I think, some people are inspired by animation art.
Mm-hmm.
Animation art has a dead line because it's moving. It doesn't need the illusion of life in the line. Anyway, ultimately, though, that's what makes it. That's what I said to him. What you just said. It's about energy, kinetic things that look kinetic and moving, versus static and still. So even this even this, the fact that there's weight in the front of it that's heavier than the stuff that's in the back, that creates some variety, which, I talked about what we call like a sexy shape, like an hourglass figure on a female character. It's because there's a thick and thin aspect to it. It has energy.
Yeah.
It's
Victor said, which tier did she say again? I'm putting in my card. She said the $200 tier.
You can buy 10 of those, by the way, Victor.
Yeah, buy as many as you want, Victor. Nobody's stopping you. Actually, you can't. You can only buy one thing on Kickstarter.
But you can also donate, right?
Yeah. So you can donate as much as you like. And then if I end up adding a more expensive tier, Victor, you'll get that thing.
All right.
We're just drawing here. I'm not doing much for shilling my artwork. If anybody here is new, please say hello in the chat.
Victor says,
don't be bashful.
Victor says, I'm not that much of a mark, Michael.
I'm a sucker for Eden, but not that much of a mark. Eden's got a simp. Yeah, can't do that with the brush.
What's that?
Just drop fill.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like it so much. But that's what's hard, man. I go back to drawing. I'm like, stop tapping on the paper. You're not doing anything.
So it's hard to go back and forth.
It never was before for me, but you know what it is that there's on the iPad, there are some movements and gestures that you can do like I can, if I use 2 fingers to tap, it goes back in this particular app. Also in Clip Studio, actually all of them, this is backwards. 3 fingers is forward, and by the time you learn all those special hand motions and gesture, button pushing, whatever, you've kind of learned a new language. So now it's almost like being in the middle of a drawing and thinking you still have a Command Z or Control Z. Same experience. It's like that. So I'm like, I have to get out of my system too. It took forever to stop hitting Command Z with my fingers.
Who the heck is doing all that?
Oh, that's not me. If I had a beer now, would that be like having a beer for breakfast? And if I did, would you guys judge me? I'm just kidding.
No. I think you're okay.
4:30 in the morning. It's still night. This is like a party for me.
I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this tonight, sadly.
I think I'm almost there, Mike. No, you went too deep with those lines, homie.
With the what?
With the lines, the pencils.
The pencils?
The pencils.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, is I can pencil hair like this in 10 minutes, but then it's going to take me an hour to ink it.
Doesn't taste good like the all.
What doesn't?
I'm
Yokon?
the one who ate the yokon. Nobody else in the house besides me, Daddy, and my maybe Mommy. It's not like
I don't know.
I can't believe you didn't know Mommy likes frog.
Michael, what's going on in your house, brother?
What's going on?
Let's show this. Weird.
Up. My kids stay up late.
Hey, how's Edwin doing? Have you talked to him a bit?
I have not talked to him since, I guess it's been a couple of weeks.
Oh, I should send him a message.
Very busy boy. He has no time for nonsense like Twitters.
Oh, hey.
Last week, did we do a show last week? Was that last week?
He was on recent. I don't know. He was on for a second.
I don't know. He comes on. We didn't do it. No, we didn't do it last week. So it's got to be 2 weeks tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, my neck. We watch Mike wind down streams. We would not judge you, Elliot.
That's good to know. That's good to know. I'll just do this.
Wino, wind down, wino. Let me see if Edwin is alive. Edwin, you round? You round? Can grab him if he's available. Ba, 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 ba. Not women of all, mostly wondered how he got to at the strip club. What the heck? What in tarnation is he talking about?
So is this a start for his political career?
I don't know. People have asked him to run, but he's just like, no, not now. Why not? I don't know. Ask him. I'm gonna drop the link. Drop the link. That's the problem with Facebook, right? Is that, you know, the messenger, it's like if you've got your Facebook open, then the little messenger thing says that you're there, but
Right.
Cool. What's the progress on Doom Kicker? Says Shaggy Chash, Shaggy Cuz.
It's going very slowly. As I said earlier, I am in the middle of wrapping up some work that I have to try to get some bills paid, and also trying to get myself back on a good schedule to still work on it, even while I'm looking for some gainful employment. The right job is not hard. It's not easy to find, man. I'll tell you what. It's there's a lot of cool little jobs here and there, but they don't pay what I need. So I'm trying to do both, but I want to keep making time to work on Doom Kicker. So I will be doing an update soon, actually, and also I'll be doing some live streaming of the process on Instagram soon. I meant to do that a while back, but it just wasn't the right time, especially when the virus started kicking in. It was like, oh, forget it. Ruined everything.
Yeah. It's not like you made enough off of Doom Kicker to just take all the time off and work on that and nothing else.
Well, that's why I'm hoping if I do this other art book, I have so much art that I already have. I don't really need to make too much more. Maybe like a cover here and there and stuff. I can try to put that over on Kickstarter, make a couple of bucks, and then rock and roll. I don't need to make a lot of money. I just need to buy myself some time. So I'm not worried about that.
Time is money, I hear.
That's what they say. Some people don't know that, but it's true.
Dun, dun, dun. So I was confronted last night on that other channel I was talking about how when I say that I put my principles above money, it sounds like I'm insulting everyone who doesn't. I'm not really clear what the argument was that I'm saying that anybody who doesn't put their principles above money doesn't have any principles, I guess.
I think that's a false comparison. If you take it that way, that might be something that individual has to deal with. But all you're saying is that the money, if the argument is that, what about the money? Like I jokingly said earlier, I'm a mercenary, but I'm really not. I mean, I wouldn't do anything for money.
Right.
So,
but you would do anything for love.
Well, for the love of Christ, for sure.
But you won't do that.
Probably not that. Yeah. So it's just a simple misunderstanding in that regard. But unless they just want to continue to bash at you, in which case,
well, I don't think it was bashing so much. It was about misperceptions or perceptions, perhaps.
Okay.
But I don't really understand the argument itself that if you hold yourself up to a principle higher than money, that you are somehow condemning everyone else who's talking everything they say it's about money. Well, then it's not that they're unprincipled, it's just that they don't share my principles. Right?
That's fair. And maybe if you wanted to concede to that notion at all, you might say, I hold on to my principles. Which actually may have said that, so I could be completely wrong. But really, I think that's a creepy conversation to have, because I think it's clear what you meant by it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But
yeah, but here's the thing: is that what I mean that was kind of the balance of the conversation, was that what I mean doesn't really matter. It's what people perceive that I mean that matters.
Well, that's why I don't like being on social media anymore. Seriously, if my yes can be yes and it means something else, then we're not even talking anymore.
Yeah.
I have very little tolerance anymore for that reasoning, because I can agree to that to a certain degree. I could see the concept there being expressed, but it doesn't hold water if that's you didn't invent that phrase, that terminology. That's something that's been used throughout history, and in multiple ways I've heard that same notion expressed. So we understand that it's a common thought. If we're having that much trouble communicating, then it needs to be something else has to happen. Some reading, some.
You know what? Maybe Edwin can help us understand.
I would love for Edwin to help us. Oh, there he is.
What's a good word, gentlemen?
There he is.
What is the discussion?
Oh, I had a little tete-a-tete with Adam Friended last night on
little rat-a-tat-tat.
Yeah. With him and Deadwood Dale on
purpose?
Yeah, I went on there.
It's just the scope and bounds of the arguments are painful.
Well,
what was the boundaries of the argument?
The truth is the truth never is a lie. So, well, what we were just talking about is perception, and how the specific issue we were talking about was how I was confronted with when I say that I won't do things solely for money because I put my principles above the almighty dollar. He was saying that can't you see that people perceive that as you telling them that they don't have any principles? And
Okay, what's the problem with that? They might not. It's not.
Don't. It's that. I mean, everyone has principles. Everyone has their own principles, though.
And a lot of people's principles is just raw self-interest and self-promotion.
True.
And if you won't do anything for money, I mean, well, you have nice hair and nice skin, but you're a little bit long in the tooth for prostitution, so that's probably a reasonable position.
I could make a buck.
No, but even still, even if you took that approach, you're still, it still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's not even an argument. That's just looking for, that's fishing right there, in my opinion. You're looking for something.
Well, it's whataboutism. It's whataboutism.
I don't care for that.
But the internet is for edge case arguments, right? And so people like to argue these edge cases, these hypothetical scenarios, and so you spend an hour with people passionately debating what 1% of the population might misconstrue, and it's sort of like intellectual masturbation, I guess.
That's fascinating.
So what we're drawing?
I am doing the cover for the next issue of Game of Thrones Clash of Kings.
Nice.
Elliot is working on the $25,000 stretch goal, the amphibious bulk trading card.
Nice.
Yeah, excited.
Hit 25K tonight.
Was it nice? Was this argument in the context of CG? I don't even know what the.
It's in the context. I mean, pretty much everything Adam says is framed in the context of CG. So,
is he still doing a book or anything? Or I've been so deep into local politics. I don't know anything anymore about CG.
He's still pecking away at it.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he can actually create art, right?
Yeah.
Like visual art. Yeah. Good for him. Good for him.
That's I think anybody, and not just for the sake of the almighty dollar, but for the sake of the comic book industry. If you have a fan base that you can convince to get into comic books, I think it's, if you care about the industry, if you care about this hobby,
yeah,
I think it's important that you do, because we need new readers desperately.
It's so weird though how fast, like, and I guess this happens with any in-group. Before they realize it, they establish barriers to participation, and so you've got to decide if you want to reward or punish participation. And if you punish participation,
you get
pretty quickly it will draw down to a small group of the true believers and not too many other people.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Adam has his own pre-existing fan base.
Yeah.
So I think.
Is he part of the skeptic community on the internet or something?
I think so. I'm sure. But for me, if I could, I would convince the Quartering. I would convince Nerderotic. I would convince Jeremy. I would convince anybody with a YouTube following that cares about comics at all to create a comic book and try to get their fans interested in our hobby.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
And it's not, if you're like, well, I don't need the money, then good. Then do it. Sell the books for freaking $5.
I think creative people like to create, right?
Yeah.
I mean, say you got, offered $2 million a year for, I don't know, acting in some sort of, I don't know, Bollywood films, right? For some reason they said, Mike Miller is the reason. Mike Miller is the face we need for for Indian dance fighting.
You had me at Bollywood.
Say no more.
Right? So you had enough money coming in from doing your thing. I would imagine between takes or between filming, you would probably still have a sketchbook out drawing something.
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Here's the thing. You could offer me $2 million a year to be an accountant, and I would tell you to take a flying leap off a very short cliff.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know about that.
El Rodimus says, no. Getting people in that don't care is what killed comics. Well, there's honest efforts, and then there's other things.
No, dude, that's the thing. We need people in the hobby.
But you gotta deliver what you promised, right? Yeah. And so if you say, I'm gonna give you a
he's talking about bad production. No, I'm certainly not suggesting that. I mean, it's like I'm doing with Quinn, right? I convinced him to do a comic because I know he was a writer. And then I was like, have you ever thought about doing a comic? He was like, not really. And I'm like, you got any ideas? And he came up with this one. Like, and all this time later, he's finally put it together. And I put him together with Matthew Weldon. And, you got to help these people out with some direction and some care. And, he loves the project, and he loves, if somebody...
Does he love the boogie? Does he love the nightlife?
No, but in the case of Stealing Solo, if someone was actually friends enough with Jeff to guide him in his journey of creation, that could have ended up being a good book.
Yeah.
That wasn't delivered like a postage.
Yeah.
Like a postcard. But clearly, nobody was friends enough with Jeff who knows how to produce comic books to help him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. But I think the overall concept is, man, we got to get people into this hobby or we're all going to be on Webtoon in 5 years.
Dude, I've been reading old speeches, reading old Teddy Roosevelt speeches, old Ronald Reagan speeches. Did you ever watch the Time for Choosing speech?
No.
Probably, but it doesn't ring a bell right now.
It's 56 years old, but it sounds like it could have been written today. You want to hear just a little bit of it?
Let's do
it.
I'm going to hop in the middle, though, if that's all right. Let's see. Not too long ago, two friends of mine were talking to a Cuban refugee, a businessman who had escaped from Castro. In the midst of his story, one of my friends turned to the other and said, "We don't know how lucky we are." And the Cuban stopped and said, "How lucky you are. I had some place to escape to." And in that sentence, he told us the entire story. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. And this is the issue of the election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. You and I are increasingly you and I are told increasingly, we have to choose between a left or a right. Well, I'd like to suggest there is no such thing as a left or a right. There's only an up or down. Up, man's old age dream, the ultimate in individual freedom consistent with law and order, or down to the ant heap of totalitarianism. And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. In this vote harvesting time, they use terms like the Great Society, or as we've been told a few days ago by the president, this is in 1964, by the way, we must accept a greater government activity in the affairs of the people. But they've been a little bit more explicit in the past and among themselves, and all of the things I now will quote have appeared in print. These are not Republican accusations. For example, they have voices that say the Cold War will end through our acceptance of a not undemocratic socialism. Another voice says the profit motive has become outmoded. It must be replaced by the incentives of the welfare state. Or our traditional system of individual freedom is incapable of solving the complex problems of the 20th century. Senator Fulbright has said at Stanford University that the Constitution is outmoded. He referred to the president as our moral teacher and our leader. And he says he is hobbled in his task by the restrictions of power imposed on him by this antiquated document. He must be freed so that he can do for us what he knows is best. And Senator Clark of Pennsylvania, another articulate spokesman, defines liberalism as meeting the material needs of the masses through the full power of centralized government. Well, I, for one, resent it when a representative of the people refers to you and me, the free men and women of this country, as the masses. This is a term we haven't applied to ourselves in America. But beyond that, the full power of centralized government, this was the very thing the founding fathers sought to minimize. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose. They also knew, those founding fathers, that outside of its legitimate functions, government does nothing as well or as economically as the private sector of the economy. That's a great speech, man. Reagan was killing it, crushing it. And it was 56 years ago. With a few little minor edits, it's like dead on for today.
Yeah.
Was that at the RNC?
It was on television. It was something for Barry Goldwater.
Yeah, that sounds like Goldwater stuff I heard recently.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, they just called a time for choosing.
Good stuff, Maynard.
Yeah, Reagan dropping it like it's hot.
Oh, that's good stuff. Well, what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Boy, that is an incredible bulk. Look at those finger rays. Look at those finger rays. It's a froggy fist. Getting ready to light you up.
How's that look?
Pretty dope.
It's incredible. I mean, amphibious.
Amphibious. The amphibious bulk.
Elrod says, to save comics, the key is good comics, not clones of the mainstream or derivative characters. Creativity, originality, in other words, put out what's not there. Well, here's the problem, Elrodimus. If there's no audience to buy them, then it's all kind of a moot point.
Also,
Elliot,
yes, sir.
How far are you from Jacksonville?
About 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, okay. I may be coming to Jacksonville for the convention. We're just still trying to see how it works out.
Is that where it's going to be?
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. I have some friends who might.
Place to sell some MAGA comics. Just saying.
All right, Mike. What do you think? What do you say, Mike? I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
So how many actual orders do you have now, Mike?
A lot.
Right on.
So let me refresh real quick.
Shaggy Cuz says a man should govern himself with guidance from God. Agreed, sir.
I've got 460 on Indiegogo and 43 on Kickstarter.
On the Kickstarter? Nice. What are you? Is this 2 weeks now?
It's 2 weeks tomorrow.
Nice.
2 weeks tomorrow. Elrod says, why would an audience buy what they already have? I don't understand the question.
With regards to comics, so his original proposition was, he said, to save comics, the key is good comics, not clones of the mainstream or derivative characters. Creativity, originality, in other words, put out what's not out there. Sounds like the X-Files a little bit there.
There's nothing new under the sun, Elrod.
And also, I think good comics is a very subjective designation to this stuff. I mean, a success of a project may be, determined by the perception of what's good and what's not good. And so I don't think, well, there might be some people that just want to trash it, but a project, for instance. But overall, though, I think if something is good to someone, it's going to be good to someone, even if I don't like it. So I'm very careful anymore to use that kind of terminology. I think we can all. There is an argument to be made about well-crafted stuff, and that will last, and potentially go into can transcend its initial form. Like a great novel or speech. But be careful to think that something is not good or there isn't a fan or an audience for something. Maybe that's maybe a part of the problem is we elevate this too much to some kind of. It's still a medium for telling stories. What's important is you find an audience for the story you want to tell, and you go from there. And let the market decide. If there's not enough people for your product, you may have written or drawn the Great American Graphic Novel, and they may have gotten lost, but maybe it was the Great American Graphic Novel after all.
Victor says, I backed on Kickstarter, Mike. I'm so very happy. I am so very happy too, Victor. Thank you very much.
You make me so very happy.
Rodimus Flash just says you guys are just weak punks. He says, just because you can't do it doesn't mean it can't be done. Get them, Elrod. Tell him what's up.
It's still subjective.
Can't do.
It's not subjective. An elbow to the dome. That's what Elrod's bringing. An elbow right to the cranium.
I'm not worried about Elrod. He's not right here now.
Jiminy Cricket, our conscience in the chat, says, I buy superhero comics because I like the whole idea of superheroes, even if the same tropes are endlessly repeated.
That's true. Oops. All right. I think this is good, Mike. I'm gonna put this one to bed here.
Nice.
I feel good.
Are you noodling now? Are you noodling and doodling?
I'm just separating some of the shapes here so that this looks a little. Because what I don't want to do is just see how much effort and energy is put into all this here. I want to make sure that whatever's left. So for me, it's just a matter of putting a little bit of weight underneath these objects to give them a bit of volume and some mass.
Volume.
And then I think it's good.
Baby's got mass.
Yes, please. Yes, indeed. Maybe this could use a little help there. I like it. All right. I want to sign it and knock it out.
All right. What time is it? Oh, good. Because it's 2:00 in the morning. I should probably put these kids to bed and try to finish this tomorrow. Anybody down for God Squad tomorrow?
What time you gonna run it? I've got an interview at 1:30. If it goes early enough, I can hop on and do the thing.
All right. Well, we'll see what time I'm up. Otherwise, yeah. Hard to be a God Squad of one, but I can if I have to. Oh,
kind of looks like Elijah there a little bit.
The girl?
No. No. Yes. That adolescent girl looks like your teenage son. Yes.
So, what is Elrod's point that it just doesn't seem to follow the discussion we were having.
I think he was, in general, I think he was just calling you weak, and going to be honest, we'll accept that. we'll call that fair play and run with it.
I was saying Lone Star is derivative of Captain America. Well.
Oh, was he? I didn't go that far back.
So, I mean, what else would we be talking about?
Yeah, but even if it is derivative, if Mike has a fan that likes that, it's okay. It's really more about we're not reinventing an industry. We're trying to recover the fans that we have ourselves and then build from there.
Yeah, I'm trying to build a universe, and I just wanted to have a super patriot. And
yeah.
Honestly, it does. I mean, the fact that he is as old as he is and he's from World War II. Yeah, that's a little derivative.
But the character starts to diverge substantially from there. Yeah.
Immediately. And
he's got a different voice than Cap, too.
The thing that always cracks me up is people saying how much he looks like Captain America. And I'm like, he wears cargo pants with a black t-shirt with a golden eagle on it and a bomber jacket with a flight hat.
Eronimus Flash says, my point obvious is you are taking a broad generalization way too personal. We'll allow that also.
I'm not offended or anything. I mean, everyone has their opinion.
But yeah,
trying to figure out what the specific, because we were talking about me suggesting that people with large audiences, if they can make a comic and bring new fans into this dying hobby, perhaps someday we could save my industry. Because otherwise, we're all going to be on freaking webtoons in 5 years. I don't want to be on webtoons. I want to make comic books.
You've got to have you've almost got to have like at least a critical threshold of people who are interested in comic books, or else it becomes so niche that nobody can discover stuff. Yeah.
I would like a renaissance of comic fans in this country. And honestly, I think, I don't think they may have even intentionally done it, but some of the Comicsgate people did find a way. Like, Richard was, his audience was almost all comics guys, but Ethan, a lot of his customers were Star Wars people, right? And the old plan of Comicsgate of you go out and get Game of Thrones people, you go out and get Star Trek people, you go out and get whatever. It was kind of a silly plan for a comic book artist to come in and try to build an audience based on a subgenre, right? When really you're just a comic book artist and you want to make comic books. But if you've got someone out there like a Star Wars girl, right? Like Anna, if she actually was interested in making comics, and she's got a completely different fan base, not completely different. There's a Venn, diagram crossover and all that stuff, but she's got enough unique fan base that she could bring in some new people again into the hobby itself. Quinn, he's got, over 1,000 guys buying his book. Most of those people have never bought a comic book before. That whatever 1,000 new fans into comics, if they, they have that first taste of comics and they like the art form, then they might start looking for other stuff. That's and like with the Secret Project, that's the same plan. That's why I say I'd love it if Nerdrotic and the Quartering and anybody who cares about comics, freaking Sargon of Akkad, right? If these guys said, you know what, I've always loved comics and I like to write. I'm going to write something. I'm putting together a professional team. We're going to do something, and hopefully, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% of my fans will say, hey, I'll give that a try. And maybe they will fall in love with the art form of comics. We have to do something because Marvel and DC did nothing with 20 years of billion-dollar campaigns. They did nothing to bring people into the comic book fandom.
So you load 16 tons, and what do you get?
Hey, man. You got to die eventually anyways. You got to try.
Yes.
I got to try. Apparently, some people are happy just filling their own bank accounts, but I got to try.
Yes, sir.
Fuzzy says, Mike, stop. They don't care enough. Some people do. Some people do.
Some people do, but yeah, I think there's something to be said though about having just your individual thing and then keep it rocking and rolling, man. If you love the art form enough, it's. I think we've seen evidence now of people. You can still do what you love if you love it. The question is, will enough people get into it also and enjoy it that way? We don't know, because it's to the point that was being made earlier. It's a subjective thing. Are we hitting all the thing? And I don't even know if I have the time in my lifetime, the energy or the time to actually hit all those buttons as much as I can. But it's good to. I like the idea.
I don't think you have the bandwidth, Elliot.
No, I don't.
Right, but if I whatever, if I found somebody with like 2 million YouTube subs, right, and I was like, and they can obviously, if they have that many subs, they have enough money to fund a comic book, right, and then I'm like, I show them your art, and they love your art, and they want to work with you on a project. It's not like everybody. I can't do this myself. I can work with one guy, and then I can make suggestions to other people and hope that it grows, because I don't know that many people with huge fan bases, right? I just don't know. But people with huge fan bases know other people with huge fan bases. What if Mahler did one? Right? I don't know. You guys can think my plan is pie in the sky and crazy, but I think it's worth trying. So,
is it Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds?
I don't know, but I want to be able to do. I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life, and the diminishing returns thing you said is exactly the problem with doing things the way they've been done. So.
You know, we always think we can predict the future, though. But can you imagine?
I can. Everything burns.
Everything burns. This is fire.
Shaggy Cuz says, watching EVS Star Wars videos brought me back. See, there's people you can get back into the hobby. There's people you can get into the hobby who've never done it before. Heck, you know what? This occurred to me years ago before any of this stuff, because I was on Injustice and I had never been on a book where I had people coming to me at every con telling me this was the first comic they ever bought, right? Or this comic brought me back to comics.
Did they log onto your MySpace profile and leave a nice comment? Give you a power up for Mafia Wars?
No, it's just it's
that's messed up.
So old. You're so old.
I know.
I'm just kidding. You're younger than I am. It's just that realization dawned on me then, and I've just always been passionate about trying to find a way to bring people back in, because it's necessary to a hobby I've spent my entire life. Well, not my entire life, 40 years of my life.
Bringing back comics, just like herpes.
Wow.
Man, Edwin, why are you hating on comics?
I'm not.
We didn't talk about this.
I'm not. It's just Elrod's fingers are getting tired, so I'm dropping the.
Well, no, I'll grant Elrod this. If you create, again, it's the what is good is subjective in my opinion, but and that's a subjective opinion. But at the same time, I think there is something to be said about putting forth a quality effort. And now we talked about that earlier with the inking, right? So there is something to be said about that. I think that's the thing. There are horror. We live in a world of genre, right? So we've got horror novels and movies, westerns. But to your point, there's nothing really new under the sun. I mean, I was just looking at something today. I was talking about Shin Godzilla earlier, and one of the challenges that I think that movie experiences is that it misses some of the human element, right? That we seem to say, oh, that's now you're playing around with genres like DNA. You're just switching around dominoes at that point, hoping that you catch something good. But that is a good formula anyway. So what I'm trying to say is that if it was planned well and it could somehow do that, and you can get the right attention, at least within a certain community of people, you can introduce a new idea, even if it's the same old idea, just with a new package. And that's where artists are important in that regard, visual artists, because we're bringing some sort of tangible quality to it that you can actually see. If you haven't read the information, you can at least see this. But we also are in a time where everything's commercial and everybody's trying to make money at it, and it's not free. Thinking about your speech, Edwin, it's almost like, well, you either do this for love or you do it for cash. So unfortunately, there really isn't that. Going back to the original point I was making earlier, as long as there's someone out there that will buy it and get into it for that build an audience that might just at least get into the thing. But bottom line for me is I don't even read many comics at all anymore. I just look at the cool art, and that got me into it in the first place when I was 6 years old, and I got my hands on my first Marvel comics.
But you almost need to consume other things so that you have inspiration or inspiration is the wrong word. So you have an adequate mental repertoire of symbology and patterns and something to draw on so you can synthesize something new. If you're a comic book person only reading comic books, you're
regurgitating.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I also think that yes, I don't disagree with that. But I also think that at 6 years old, I didn't have a wide range at all.
Yeah, you weren't reading War and Peace at 6.
I was not, and I just
I
like.
can't get through War and Peace now.
But I'm just saying that as a, maybe the argument I'm
But
fishing.
we were talking about Elliot as an adult. So
Yeah,
you said you don't read many comic books now. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. Yeah.
They're not interesting to me that way. But the truth is, though, maybe what I'm really kind of arguing is an older argument that doesn't seem as interesting to most people today. It's because everyone's an adult and they want to read their own stuff as comics. That is, I think we needed to build build back into a youthful audience that will grow with this product the way we did. The problem is we never respected it the way that they do in Europe and in Japan. We didn't respect it, and now what we want to do is create comics for a group of adults who've disrespected the medium in the West all along. So now we're asking them to accept War and Peace in graphic novel form, and they're like, yeah, but that's good stuff.
And they're really looking for a scratch and sniff book.
Maybe. Or Garfield, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's a deeper challenge. I don't know that there's really a simple solution to it, but I think it starts with bringing people in at least, and getting them to be exposed to the medium.
You could try snacks if sometimes you would offer like.
Sometimes you'll find I'll have some toys or candies at my table. So for people like Edwin who need a snack, go over my table and grab a candy.
A piece of candy.
No, I'm just saying a lot of the we're trying to. Everyone's like, yeah, we became an insular. The industry became insular, and then only sold to the same people all the time, and it grew with that same small group. And as the group got smaller, that group got more intense about that product, but we never. So it's like everything else now. Everybody's like, I want things to be the way I like it, and don't change it. Okay, but that's what we supported because we didn't have any foresight, and the people that were responsible for that product, like Marvel, DC, didn't take that into consideration in their.
But what if I were to tell you that's the way? I like it.
Well, then I would say to that word. And then in that case, it's just then what we're looking at is the evolution of the hobby either into a next form, which may be digital, whether people want that or not, or the death of the form.
I think, and again, I think for a lot of stuff we're bad at predicting stuff, but I think we may see a spin around sometime within the next decade back to slow entertainment, right? Because we're all bombarded with stuff. Everybody's walking around with a phone in their face all day, and I just don't think that can last forever.
You don't think so?
No.
I hope with you on that, but I suspect that's another interesting long-term prediction that I don't know I would buy into right away. I think it's going to get worse.
And with that,
I'll be thankful for an EMP.
And
I'll take an EMP so we can get back to just printing books.
I actually have a story. Never mind. I don't want to get into it.
And that's how Mike's first 2 children were born.
In the graphic novel.
I know. Honestly, thank you for everybody for showing up tonight. I'm going to wrap this stream up. It's 2:18 in the morning here. We've been on for almost 4 hours. Elliot, great job on the bulk.
Thank you, man. Did you get it?
And all the little heads you're doing.
Yeah. Did you get the email?
Oh, did I get it? I don't know. I haven't checked.
Abacus might.
Oh, so the Gmails.
Yeah.
The Gmails.
You got a link to it.
Gmail.com.
So you can.
Elio Fernandez shared amphibious bulk. Okay.
Yeah. You want to try it again one time? Let me see it.
Do I want to try getting it now?
I'm just showing it to everybody so you can see what it looks like, y'all. This is it. This is the effort I put out tonight.
That's a pokey boy.
My brother Mike.
Bam, bam. Shibbity bop.
Zoom in on that face. Look at that. Look at that.
Looks just like Alex Jones.
Or me in the morning.
I like the tongue whipping around his back like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
The suggestion came from the chat, so that's cool.
Oh, right on. Team effort. Team effort.
Word.
Ooh, Salty says this space for rent. I don't know what he's talking about, but gotta go. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow for something. And then after that, nope. I'm going camping.
Just beat it.
Yeah.
Beat it. Yeah, I'll do that one. All right, Edwin, thanks for showing up.
Yes,
and,
sir.
Giving us the old Reagan.
Win-win for the Gipper, Mike. Win-win for the Gipper.
Yeah. And then go out and buy yourself some MAGA 7.
Mm-hmm.
MAGA 7. God bless everybody.
Word.
Aloha.
That's the way.